Well, it didn't matter if I went off screen or not.
Oh my God, I just started recording it. Oh my God. You want to start the show over? What the fuck are we supposed to do?
I need to remember to look down the corner. If I don't see the REC, I'll stop and like, hey, Rod, record.
Yeah, because you can hit the record button too, right?
Yes, I can. Okay. So
Jesus.
if I look
between one of us, we're going to figure it out.
Yes, between one of us, we're going to be consistent. Sorry.
It's cool. Nothing funny was said until now, so it's fine.
It's good.
They'll use these clips later. All right. Anyway, I'll try to remember that when I send them the shit. So from here on out, let's be funny. Anyway.
Let's put out the jokes.
3, if you open a restaurant somewhere in a racist place and called it restaurant for whites only, I could see it being successful and evil, maybe even attract tariff from other places. It wouldn't be big enough to build a franchise, I hope, but could do enough damage by existing in one place only. So no, I don't believe in liberalism or libertarianism. The closest I come to it is about drugs, but I see that maybe I, as a big pharma person with the liability to understand how a drug really works and the body, could judge the risk-reward ratio, but an 18-year-old high school student couldn't. Is my liberty worth his harm? Probably not. I'm still planning on doing psychedelic drugs when I'm retired. This is my goal for my older self. You need something to look forward to. Now's not the time. DJ 936 says, I always thought it was America's most wanted guy voice. That dude, that condescending black AI guy. Layla says, I hadn't read that particular AI voice as condescending, but whenever I hear it, there's a 99.9% chance whatever it's saying is some bullshit.
Yes.
I've tested this hypothesis out and I've been challenging other people to do it too. That nigga sounds condescending, and that's part of the reason that it be saying bullshit.
Yes. It be like, you want to get healthy? Here's some juices and berries, and if you take these juices and berries, you too. You be like, what? That don't make sense.
They also write stuff in that voice that makes it sound worse. Like with that commercial I played y'all, where he's talking about erectile dysfunction pills. There's lines in there that, why are those lines in there? Where it's just like, so they don't want you to get this type of drug. So you just go to this website and you click it. It's only 45 cents a pill. And boom, there you go. I'm like,
who talks like that?
Why is boom, there you go in the fucking commercial? That's not, you wouldn't put that in a commercial for a serious, anyway.
Ad right.
The poll is AI voices in commercials. I like them. I find them annoying. 96% of the audience thinks they're annoying. So I think I'm on to something. 4% says they like them. Comments on YouTube. JV City says heart emoji. And Suave P says, I don't know, that black voice sounded a bit like Michael Eric Dyson to me. It could be cousins with Michael Eric Dyson, but it didn't sound enough. It would have been using a lot bigger vocabularious words to sell us that. But I do hear the little bit of that inflection, but that is what I'm talking about. That inflection that he has, that smart brother inflection, was like, I did not sleep with that white woman, but he just slowed it down to be like, generic Viagra is not for the, I can see it. You not far off. You on to something. 3007 election night anxiety. We got 7 comments on this. This is when we decided to go live. We knew everybody was dealing with their own levels of anxiety, because once you do all your shit, it's out of your hands.
Child, yeah, I did my part of the group project.
And it was like a lot of y'all probably sitting around watching TV and feeling doom scrolling and feeling impotent in this moment. It's like, come hang out with us for a couple hours, maybe get your mind off of it. There's nothing we can do but wait together.
True. Ain't nothing we can do but wait.
Voting night in America feels like being in the hospital waiting room for a loved one.
It does. You be like, Lord, is the patient gonna survive or is it gonna die? And also, I think for me personally, particularly being down south and particularly being in the swing state, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, 2.5 years, because they start like 2 years prior to election day is when they start. That's when people start announcing and running. They start chopping people down and shit like that, and you narrow it down. So about 2 years to a year, particularly down here, we are fucking bombarded. By the time election time come, I am fucking exhausted, y'all. Like, I'm so goddamn tired. I'm always tired after the election. I'm like, I've had it. I'm tired of the goddamn commercials. I'm like, I need a break. Regardless of what the outcome is, I always feel, like you say, it's like waiting for a loved one to see if the doctor gonna come out of the office and tell you survived, or either the patient died, and you're like, well, God, I'm tired of waiting 2 years to learn.
And there's nothing you can do about it. This is just tired. It's just hard. Dexter says, good day, family. I'm not a frequent writer, but a diligent listener. I appreciate your comments regarding anxiety, as I was unable to sleep last night, running worst case scenarios in my head, listening to my heart pounding in my chest. Your words gave me solace. Nothing has changed since yesterday. I can't speak to the future as that hasn't happened yet. So I'm trying not to energize anxiety. I'm not happy, but I'm not blaming the Dems for this one either. As you predicted, Rod, out from the woodwork come the roaches, blaming everyone but themselves if they didn't vote for them, or the minorities, or Kamala if they did. This country consistently shows us what it is, and this is just another example of the misogyny, the bigotry, and the hate that it thrives on. My parents are older, so I won't leave. No idea where it would be safe from here anyway. My wife deals with anxiety, so she's completely tapped out. No idea what's coming, but I refuse to allow this to change me. I'll slink back to the shadows now and continue to listen to y'all's amazing podcast. You're a bright spot through all this darkness. Thank you both for what you do. Apologies for the long message. P.S. Honeycrisp apples are still better than Granny Smith's. LOL, love y'all. Why would you end it with such... This is a time where we need each other. We need unity. We need to come together, Dexter Frost.
And you dividing.
Why would you do that?
Apple dividing. I see you.
We didn't need to know anything about your apple preferences. Okay? Those apples, both of those apples are great, but I just like Granny Smith's better. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let you down. But yeah, man, I think everyone needs to take time, however long it takes, because I really feel like it's a slap in the face. I really feel like if you, however you're feeling coming out of this, I think you should prioritize that. I ain't really judging nobody right now. Everybody's spending a lot of time fighting each other and judging. I really ain't got no judgments on anybody as far as their emotional reaction to it. I think I'm judging the reasoning. So if you don't want to say what we just witnessed and what I believe it was, I'm judging that. If you're going to tell me, you're going to piss in my face and tell me it's raining, I'm judging. But if you just want to be like, dog, I'm dejected. Some people are using comedy and humor. Some people are using rage. Some people are venting. Some people are sad. Some people are depressed. Some people are leaving Twitter. Some people are, they're like, I'm done with activism. I'm done with trying to save these white people from themselves, and I'm done with politics. I'm not policing anyone's reactions right now, because people need a fucking time out, need a break. I don't think anybody wants to hear that fucking rah sis boom bar coach speak right now, and we'll get to that in a second, because I think somebody left a comment like that on our YouTube. I'm like, nigga, don't talk to me. But I understand everybody's reaction. People need some time. And I don't know what the next thing is, what solutions are going to present themselves, what survival tactics are going to happen for folks. So I'm not prescribing anything to anybody. It's just, it is what it is. It fucking kind of sucks, and it's okay to feel that way.
Yes, it is. It's okay to sit in those feelings. It's okay to allow yourself to feel these emotions, because for some people, these have been bottled up emotions that they have not been able to express for a very, very long time, particularly people that have had to go in the office and being around coworkers and just deal with just silly shit in person. Having the privilege of working from home, I didn't really have to deal with that part of it, type of thing. And so, for a lot of people, they go, hey, I need some time. Because even for me, I actually need some time. I'm sitting in my thoughts more often and digesting things and feeling things and trying to determine what I would like to do next, how I would like to handle things, and what effort I'm willing and not willing to do next time.
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to happen this way. America lied and let us down. I mean, that's the best case scenario is actually one where it's conspiratorial, obviously, but the best case scenario would be she actually won. Some sort of voting manipulation happened that made it seem that she lost. This election actually technically is stolen somehow, and they're working to get to the bottom of it, and we just don't know. Like, that's the best case, and it's far-fetched and conspiratorial. Don't think that I'm saying that's what happened. But that's the best case scenario. Because right, we watch record turnout, record sign-ups. We watch record small donations, not just corporate donations, small individual donations. We watched all those Zoom calls. We watched the rallies that were unprecedented in attendance. We watched the DNC. Everything told us that this was going to be a win. It should have been a win. Then you got people walking in the booth. And if the results are to be believed, which I don't have any problem believing the results, but if the results are to be believed, what I then have to believe is that white people and Latino men, these are the results, walked in that booth, voted Democrat down ballot, but could not bring themselves to vote for a black woman. Those are the results I'm seeing in all these states. Now,
right.
Honest to God, I'd love for us to find out the shit was stolen. I'd love that, because I would actually have a little more faith in my country and my fellow citizens. I'd be like, maybe, I was wrong about y'all. Y'all capable of doing the right shit, even when it's a black woman. Y'all were able to stomach and suck that poison that that misogynoir y'all have been indoctrinated in. Y'all was able to suck that down. And I know y'all didn't like it, but y'all was able to go, she the only one with a plan, and this motherfucker's a piece of shit. Son of a bitch. Why does Skype do that? I clearly...
You always turn it off, and that bitch turn right back on, don't it?
Didn't it? What the fuck was that?
This guy.
What the fuck was that? I watched it be on Do Not Disturb earlier. Anyway.
Skype is like, bitch, you ain't gonna hang up on me. I hang up on you.
I turned it on early to avoid this. Anyway, guys, sorry about that.
Sorry about the personal calls.
But anyway, my point being, fuck, I lost my train of thought. But yes, my point being, like, I want to believe that. It would warm my heart if, you got now till January, right? It would warm my heart if at some point there was like, actually, guys, low key, we've been investigating and the machines was tampered with and Russia hacked the election. God, I would love that. Y'all don't understand the relief on my heart that would be. Cause I would cry if I found that out. Cause I said, fuck, at least it was stolen. That's how fucked up shit is in America. I could go, at least they stole it.
Right.
Like people knew the right thing. Not enough, but it happened. People knew the right thing and then stole it. What I have to believe right now is something way more insidious. In my state, Democrats won almost every single seat except Trisha Cotham's seat. And there were like 2 judges. They voted Democrat in every other race except for Kamala Harris. So what am I to believe? None of the other people was black women that won their seats. I have to believe they said, I want freedom. I want good government. I want competence. Unless it's from that black woman, then I don't want it. I want Donald Trump. And so that is damning. And that is the soul of America. And you cannot undo that, what I saw and learned. But yeah, so Himdil says, I didn't watch anything elections related after I voted early Tuesday morning. I didn't know until around 9 a.m. on the 6th about the election results or for president. Sadly, I'm unsurprised that racism, bigotry, sexism, and white privilege continue to be on full display for all the world to continue to see in the U.S. I've watched and experienced firsthand this level of deeply entrenched ignorance be the order of the day for my entire adult life as a black citizen in the U.S. I heard of people, secondhand mind you, who were telling me they knew people that as late as of 11/5/2024 were on the fence about who to vote for, and I immediately felt rage. You're not on the fence. You are dumb, and I continue to want nothing to do with these people. Too many ignorant, uninformed, irresponsible people are allowed to engage in this voting process. I'm sick of it. I lay this upcoming presidency at the feet of white people exclusively and unequivocally as the majority in the U.S. Yeah, and honestly, and marginalized people that want to be white. They help this shit along. Yes, people that think it's attainable, that's about to find out that it's not.
And they look at you just like they look at the rest of us.
Yeah, they
as other.
We're in the find out phase. Y'all done fucked around. Shoe Booty says, what unhealthy coping mechanism are we doing today? Online shopping, abusing drugs and alcohol, or stress cleaning? Perhaps all 3 sprinkled with a little bit of holiday decorating. Well, we did turn on our Christmas tree.
We did. I was like, I'm lighting this bitch up.
And I do have drugs in here. So... Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do some drugs. Sean said,
maybe I should do some drugs.
I don't even know how to say it, but like it was devastating, and I was definitely affected and saddened the next day. But I meant what I said on that podcast, y'all. My soul is free. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And many of y'all listening to the sound of my voice, y'all did everything y'all was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would be damned if I'm fitting to carry around any of the weight of this with me.
I
told
can't.
y'all motherfuckers exactly how it would go, and I told y'all motherfuckers exactly what we should do. I saw someone sent me a video today. I didn't even hit play on it. I didn't turn the volume up. I hit play. I just looked at the words. Someone sent me a video today, and it was people that were in the what is it? I forget what that party is called, like undeclared. It was like people created this movement where there was like, we will not say we're voting for Kamala Harris and it's because of Palestine. I forget what it's called, like the something movement. And she lost. Uncommitted. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
She lost. So now they making videos and TikToks crying.
Because they thought she was going to win. Just like with Hillary Clinton, they thought and see, that's the I'll joke aside, like, not to get off topic, but that's the bullshit that pissed me off. When motherfuckers was playing right in my goddamn face, because so many people earned my vote and all this other bullshit because y'all thought she was gonna goddamn win. So you didn't take the bullshit seriously. So now you hollering out about Palestine and shit like that for the fact that she allowed y'all to protest in her motherfucking face and didn't say get the hell out of here. For the fact that she heard y'all out matters. That bullshit matters. Like that shit matters. All the other bullshit y'all bought up, and she was basically telling y'all Trump gonna make it worse, and y'all like, no bitch, we gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what went away? Jill Stein. You know what went away? Undecided voters. You know what went away? The motherfucking bots. You know what went away? Palestine. You know what went away? All the bullshit that y'all claimed mattered. All that bullshit went away because it didn't matter. It was a delay tactic. It was a distraction to keep you away from what the real point of this election was. Everybody's goddamn freedoms and right was on the motherfucking line. Your right to stand in front of her face and say, bitch, I don't like you. Fuck you. That right there is gone.
Yeah, Cornel West is gone. Where he at? Anybody seen him?
My thing is, where's he at? Where's Ice Cube at? Where are these motherfuckers that be coming out of the woodworks every fucking 4 years? That's the shit that pissed me off. And also, for me too, I also blame the media for the fact that y'all had time to write all these bullshit ass articles about Biden and all these bullshit ass articles about the Democrats and all this shit, and didn't do the same thing to the other side when they was fucking up. For the fact that y'all didn't talk about how these motherfuckers was not getting money down ballot and shit like that. Y'all didn't cover that bullshit. And the thing is, y'all gonna lose y'all rights. Y'all not gonna be able to cover shit like y'all supposed to. Y'all not gonna be able to do this journalistic investigation like you're supposed to. Are y'all gonna be out in the street? Y'all gonna get y'all asses whooped too now. They're gonna arrest y'all motherfuckers now too. But y'all didn't educate the public. Y'all didn't tell people what was on the line. Y'all fucked around, and now y'all rights are gonna be taken away. So I don't want to hear anything from the media. When the media come and say, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that, we're scared for our lives. Y'all cover shit about other countries. I listen to y'all motherfuckers when y'all talk about these other countries, how journalists are getting arrested, how journalists are getting killed in the street, how the dictators tell them what they can and cannot say, how they can't cover shit, how they're scared, how they're sneaking information out of their country so that people can find out what's going on there. That shit is getting ready to happen here, and I put it at y'all motherfucking feet, because y'all jobs are to educate the public. Y'all job is to tell people and drum and tell people this is not a motherfucking game. Y'all job is not to tell me how Biden coughed one time and it's the motherfucking end of the world. That's not your job. Your job is not to give me false news that black men are gonna vote for Trump. That shit is lies. That's motherfucking lies. That's the shit that's pissing me off about this motherfucking election. That's what's making me mad. That's what, and on top of that, I blame the populists too. I blame the populists for believing AI bots. I blame the populists for that. I blame the populists because the thing is, we went through this one time. I remember. Y'all don't. Motherfuckers thought it was a
and what's crazy is like they spend all this time being like, well, we have to hold Democrats accountable. We have to hold Kamala Harris accountable. We have to. What's the plan to hold her accountable? What is the plan to hold Trump accountable? What's the plan? He's now the leader of the free world. This is his country now. He definitely got the Senate. He probably has the House. I don't know if they've ever finalized those tallies yet. But if he has the House, the Senate, SCOTUS, and obviously the presidential office, what is the plan exactly? How this gonna save all the causes you told me we were supposed to be concerned about to the point of making Kamala lose? I would love to know what the plan is now. Because what I don't give a fuck about and that I don't want to see, your tears. I don't care. You have made me cold. I cared.
Didn't want to be cold.
I care. And I'm not saying this lightly, and I'm not saying this is a joke. I'm not doing this performative. I've seen people making jokes. I'm going to call ICE on y'all. I'm not even making those type of jokes. So I think that's callous, and I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to say anything in anger that I wouldn't say seriously. But if you think I'm about to be reading articles about I voted for Trump and now I can't get an abortion and I might die in my state. If you think I'm going to read that shit and do anything more than keep scrolling, I don't know what to tell you, dog. You wanted this. If you wanted this, and if you didn't want it, you wouldn't listen to those of us that told you that's not going to get you what you want.
Right.
You know, those emails we got months ago, you know, I still remember that sister from Africa that wrote us like, how can you do. Now you know how, don't you? I didn't want you to find out this way. I didn't want you to have to see in real time the ugliness of America, but it played out exactly as I told you it would. I forget the name of the episode, but I remember that sister wrote in and was like, you know, I'm having trouble struggling with the morality. And I told you, America is an empire, is a heist. It is an imperialistic entity. All we get to really do is control who's at the helm and try to mitigate harm. You are about to see unmitigated harm.
Right.
And the part that no one wanted you to have to really the part you couldn't maybe understand is that it was a privilege and a luxury for a lot of Americans to care about issues that did not affect them directly under Joe Biden. It was a privilege. There were people who were more concerned about another country because they were eating well, they were making wages. Inflation was up, but wages were up. You know, gas came back down. There were people who you didn't even know it was a privilege. They didn't even know it was a privilege. It's such a given under Democratic presidents that people's needs are being met, that the government is doing its job, that people start to want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. We should want more. But then we take it for granted. What is about to happen is that those people that were making TikToks about countries they don't live in are about to be making TikToks about their country. They're about to be talking about their causes. You gonna have people that's like, I'm trans and I live in America. Yeah, I feel bad for the genocide in Palestine, but nigga, it's a genocide on me now.
Right.
You gonna have black people that was black activists that was talking to these issues that are about to either quit, because a lot of them are just going away because the white people money ain't coming in. They're either gonna quit or they're just gonna start talking about just black issues in America. Like Donald Trump took away this thing. The public education system is gone. This is what is about to happen. You're about to see what, like, you thought it was selfish before. You're actually about to see survival. And if that was your goal, to be like, y'all should have to be put in a place of survival too, then you got what you wanted, and now your thing is off the table for everybody. No one's going to give a fuck about this. It's going to go out of fashion. And that is before you get to the quite obvious delusion, which is a lot of shit was psyops by Russia and online campaigns. And the fact that there are people that lost thousands of followers on social media yesterday because someone clicked the switch off and said, mission accomplished, we got the election. You can turn off the fucking Ukrainian bot that says, hey, they giving money to Ukraine, but how come they ain't give money? It's not no water in Flint, or whatever the fuck the robot keep telling y'all. That's, you gonna notice them responses are gone. The amount of like trash comments that are no longer on people's tweets and replying to everybody, that shit is real, and it happened, and a lot of people got taken by it, and it's sad because those of us who saw through it, those of us who talked about it, got demonized. We were told we didn't really care. We were told we were the problem. Well, now you're fucking crying, and I don't give a fuck, and there's nothing I can do for you. I was doing what I could do for you. So Kamala Harris is accountable now. Guess what Kamala Harris is? A rich, attractive lady who's gonna go on to be fine for the rest of her life. What? Oh, did she learn? No, bitch, we're learning. We're all learning together. She can go move out of the country tomorrow and be like, fuck these people. I'm in France. I tried to help them. I had a bunch of plans. I tried to signal that I was gonna be a better president for future issues. They didn't want that. That's not good enough. Cool. Then get some Trump. Don't call me in 4 years to save you. That's fucked up. Like, that's on y'all niggas. You have made me cold. You have made us cold, and that's fucked up. You took away the thing that was here to save you. You're the people on the roof that's like, God save me, and here's come a boat. Not no boat. God, come down to save me. Here's a helicopter. I need God to come save me. I sent the helicopter. I sent the boat. What the fuck? That's us. Now we stuck on the roof.
Agreed. And also I think for me, and like you said, people are going to find out how much black people, particularly black women, how much they did for the Democratic Party. They're getting ready to find out that when I say the backbone, I mean the backbone, because the women of the Democratic Party, they're doing the minutia shit that nobody really wants to do. A lot of black women in their counties and cities and states all across the country, they do a lot of grunt work. And when I mean grunt work, they're the ones that's knocking door to door in the ghettos and in black impoverished areas. They're the ones that's registering new voters. They're the ones that's going out here holding classes in the communities and educating people. They're the ones that telling people about the laws. They're the ones that taking people to the polls. They are literally doing the work that even people in their own party won't give them the money nor the funding to do. They'll be like, y'all do it yourselves. It's all types of organizations that are getting ready to disappear and no longer exist, that educate people, that help people, not only black people, just poor people. But most people that are poor in this country are white, tell you the truth, but everybody benefits from the work that they do.
Honestly though, like I said this, the day we talked about Biden stepping down, and I mean, I was gonna say I hate to keep doing this, but honestly, today's the day to do it, right? I don't want to have to do this for the rest of my life, but I will if I have to. But the point being, I said on that show that if Biden steps down, it needs to be Kamala Harris, and if it's Kamala Harris, white people better not let us down. Because this moment, to me, is irredeemable.
Yeah,
and it is unforgivable,
and it broke the party.
They don't even know they broke it. They're still writing articles like it's a normal election that they lost. They don't know because they not black, and the black people they've hired to tell them black opinions are just a fucking mirror. They're just telling these white people what the fuck they want to hear so they keep their job. They don't have not one real nigga in that building that'll be like, oh, you think we just gonna do it again? You just think, oh no, what we need to do, we get some talking points and we get a coalition together and we just build a bitch. No one's coming.
Nobody's coming.
Y'all got it?
You're right.
Like, all you did was spit in the face. The betrayal that this is to the backbone of the Democratic Party is unforgivable. The damage is irreparable.
Yes.
Because you've told black women directly to their face, it's just because of who you are.
Right, not you.
They don't even understand saying to someone like Kamala Harris, we don't know you. Saying that to her when what you do know about Trump made you pick Trump or made you okay with Trump, That's more insulting than saying the reason we're not picking you is because we personally do know you and we don't like the things you stand for. That would be better. It would be better if they said, you know what the real problem was? It's Kamala Harris as a person. I don't like, she said this, and this, and those are things I don't like. They never had a thing. They just like, look, I don't know her. She's telling me she's gonna help me buy a house, but I don't know her. I don't know her. First of all, you know her as much as any of these other motherfuckers, so that's a goddamn lie. I'm calling you bullshit. But the second thing is, you definitely knew Trump. It's what you, so the thing you did know about her, for many of you, is she's a black woman. She's a black and Indian woman if you was real deep into it. And that was enough for you to not pull that lever. So yeah, it's unforgivable. You can't take it back. You can't fix it. And you're gonna see it when the phone calls ain't flooding, when the lines ain't donating, when the motherfuckers ain't showing up at the meetings. If this is the other problem they have. If this is a losing campaign, if what you're telling me is what I watched and what I witnessed with Kamala Harris was a losing Democratic presidential candidate, you can't convince me any of these people can be winners, because I saw her rallies. I saw the donations. I saw the new registration sign up. I saw voter turnout in the early voting being record levels. How can anyone feel that that's safe again? You went too far. Meaning that whatever the next candidate you're telling me, like, no, we got to get behind Gretchen Whitmer and Gavin Newsom. What's going to convince me they can win? Oh, well, they got record donations. Kamala had record donations. Oh, look at the turnout at their rallies. Kamala had turnout at her rallies. Well, look at the DNC. It went off crazy. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved Kamala at the DNC. Well, look at the celebrities that are supporting her. Celebrities supporting. Nothing you will ever do for the rest of life will convince me that y'all can win. So you have lost something that is stronger than anything. The only thing that will make Democrats win in America is a Trump presidency. Because that's when y'all decide to get off your asses whenever shit gets bad, because you got what you wanted. You chase the car and it don't have nothing to do with us. You chase the car, you find what the fuck you want. You like, oh shit, the car hit me in the teeth. I gotta fix this. I guess I'm gonna vote Democrats now. That's what y'all do. Trump, George W. Bush twice, Ronald Reagan twice. This is what the fuck y'all do. Y'all do this. Y'all had to go Ronald Reagan twice to George W. Bush, 1,000 points of light, fucked up taxes, made shit terrible, drugs all on the street, and then y'all like, I guess we'll get this to a Democrat. That's what y'all do. So it really ain't got shit to do with us. We don't make up that percentage of the electorate anyway, but we was doing a lot more of the motherfucking work than y'all motherfuckers do.
Yeah, they took it for granted. Like, and also, you know what's getting ready to happen? What's getting ready to happen is several things. What's getting ready to happen is a lot of black people are like, I'm doing the bare minimum. And you know what the bare minimum is? Voting. I'm not doing no phone banks. I'm not doing no emailing. I'm not going door to door. Like they're getting ready to be like, they'll be like, damn, you've been doing this for 25 years. Or Gertrude, and Gertrude's going to be like, yeah, dog, like, what you going to do? I'm going to vote. You going to give me time or money? No.
Don't call me for shit.
Don't call me.
And the money that I'm donating going to black folk. Them the people I know that give a fuck about me that actually affect my community. So the money's gone. The time is gone. Fuck you niggas. What the fuck y'all want us to do, dog? We told you. It reminds me of that clip. Sonequa Martin Green, beautiful lady in Star Trek Discovery, as I think Michael Burnham. When she's in the first season and the ship is fucked up and the crew don't understand and they're fucking up and she's like, I'm trying to save you. That is what this election was. Like, it was Kamala Harris as Michael Burnham saying, I'm trying to save you. Y'all fucked this off. Like, Joe Biden having to step down, all this shit. Like, you just needed a person to step in and try to fucking save you from yourselves, and you don't want to be saved. Can't save them. So you just got to sit back and be like, all right, so we back to saving just us. Like, we saving ourselves individually. This is the worst case scenario, but it is the case for survival for people. I'm not about to go through Project 2025 worried about some niggas that don't live here. Right. I'm not even about to worry about some people that don't live in this house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what they planning to do with this Project 2025 shit, it's not all gonna affect me, but I'm only looking out for me and mine and my peoples that is in community with me. People that showed up for themselves and for others. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking out for no motherfucker. You from some state and you think Donald Trump not gonna deport or denaturalize you, so you voted for him because he think he just gonna get rid of the bad brown people, but you brown and now he coming for you, brother. I don't have time for that. Good luck with whatever's happening to you, because they got plans for all of us. So I'm gonna have to deal with the shit they got for me. And now you fighting a battle on many fronts. There's no unity. There's no coalition. And I don't want to hear the rallying cry 3-4 years from now when y'all come trying to tell me that some white person, because that's what the fuck it's gonna have to be, some white person is gonna save us with democracy. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this. Two things. All y'all did was show the populace that all these hopes and dreams, particularly the far left, all y'all showed people was that none of that shit could ever come true. And so, you know, all this, we, you know, want to get rid of the cops and all this, you know, different things that y'all want to do, it's not happening. Because if you want these things to happen, you want this utopia, you need to put politicians in place where people don't have things to worry about, so then they can get to your beautiful utopia. If you're not willing to do that, people are going to go into survival mode and they're going to be like, fuck you and them wild ass dreams. Let's just keep that real. And it's one of these things where you showed people, and people can feel however they want to feel about this, but I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it with my motherfucking chest, and there's nothing anybody can say and or do to change my mind. I never thought Joe Biden should have stepped down. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a goddamn fuck. This man couldn't open up a fucking door. This man is a dumbass. He's an idiot. I don't care. I don't care.
Who are you talking about, Trump?
Yeah. Like I don't care.
He couldn't open that door to that garbage truck.
Yes. This man didn't. He's a bubbling fucking fool. They were two old men at each other from the goddamn beginning. Biden goes up there, has a moment, and everybody fucking panics. I get it. I get the panicking, y'all. Like I'm not saying that you shouldn't have panicked. I get it. But at the same time, look at the other motherfucker. And I am of the belief that it always had to be a white man off. I'm just going to keep that real. I always believed that it had to be a white man off. I always thought anybody else is going to motherfucking lose.
Karen, you know what's crazy?
And I will never get off of that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? They made us feel crazy. They really did. Right. Like, they made us. We know the soul of this country.
Right.
They made
Living in the South, yes.
They made us think we were fucking crazy to be like, y'all won't vote for anybody but a white man. And they really did that. Like, I mean, to a point where I get it, because the thing about a candidate is his belief. And if white people are telling me we no longer will believe in Joe Biden, then I have to assume he would have lost. I'm not going to just say, coming out of this election, I'm not finna give them no faith and be like, y'all would have done it. Y'all would have came through for Joe. No, y'all weren't going to come through for Joe too. Like, I think he would have lost to Trump this time because they had decided, fuck it, we not that scared of Trump no more. This ain't like I said, this wasn't about Kamala. She ran a great campaign. This ain't about her. So I have to believe at the end of the day, it's not really about Joe Biden. It's just y'all got comfortable and y'all was like, I mean, if we don't get something perfect, we can just go back to Trump. Fuck it.
Right.
So I don't think, like, I take them at their word that they were out on Biden. I don't think that's a manufactured thing. I think we would have went to the voting booth a lot lesser than would have showed up for Biden than they would have before. Because I don't think they're scared of Trump. I think many white people are like, end of the day, Trump for me ain't really gonna hurt me. What he's saying, he's trying to hurt other people. Now is he gonna hurt them? Yeah, he gonna hurt them. They just ain't. But their privilege is not thinking far enough to go, well, then it's gonna fuck up some shit for me too. They going, I don't know. He seems mad at these brown people and trans people and women. None of them are me. You know. So I'm not convinced that it's so simple as like, yeah, Biden would have won, period. But I did say, and we both felt, are y'all gonna show up for this black woman?
Yes, baby, and that's my point. And I'm gonna keep it. Okay. Tell y'all how I really feel. For me, if Biden would have lost, I would have felt some form of a disappointment. Don't get me wrong, but at least I know it would have been a motherfucking white man off. And I know more white people would have still voted for him, even though he would have lost. I'm gonna keep it real. I would have been satisfied with that.
Well, I would say this. I don't think there's no way to say, I don't think you're wrong. I'll put it that way. I don't think you're wrong. I'm not saying, I don't know. Put it this way. I don't know that he would have won, but I don't know he would have lost. My assumption is he probably would have lost just because of how the drain on it just kept growing. It just kept growing. It's like they had decided he was not going to be running. Mm-hmm. And that was not a decision that people were really fighting. Only black people fought that decision. And they made us feel crazy because their innate belief in their decency as white voters won't allow them to accept the truth, which is that we chose Joe Biden in South Carolina in 2020 because we knew them. Right. We said y'all won't even vote for a white woman.
Right.
The most accomplished candidate y'all have ever had, which would be a step forward for white women in America. It would be a representative landslide victory for democracy, and to say, even America, you can be a woman and be president. And y'all said, fuck that bitch. We don't like that bitch. She reminds us of our mama. We said, huh? All right, well, here's this white man, this old white man who's doddering and misspeaks all the time, and y'all just don't really seem to care, who ran a middle of the road centrist campaign. Y'all didn't really seem to give a fuck about that. We think y'all will vote for him over this other white man because y'all love white men so much. Y'all voted for Trump. All he is a white man. He's not good at anything. And y'all went, yeah, you damn right. Let's give us some Joe. Highest turnout of all time.
Right.
So now y'all off Joe, and it becomes, okay, well, the only reasonable choice right now is, with 100 days out, is this black vice president. She's a black woman. And they made us feel crazy. They went, Rod, of course we're going to vote for the black woman. Why wouldn't we? I don't have a problem with her. No, we just need to get Biden off the ticket. I'm like, you sure? Because y'all only really seem to go up for white men. Even when you hate white men.
Right.
Even when you think they're terrible. Y'all still will go vote for them and be like, yeah, he's terrible, but he's a white guy and I can see him being president.
Agreed.
And we're like, y'all don't normally feel this way about black women. They say, well, we learned from Hillary. Okay, this is different. We got 100 days. We just need to put and then you went in that fucking booth. And you voted Democrat everywhere but for her.
Right, baby.
What am I supposed to take from this?
And like I said, I will not change my mind on this, and there's nothing anybody can say. This country only wants white people to be president. And I was saying I will stand on it. In other parts of the country, called niggas down here coons, and they act like something was motherfucking wrong when we said Joe Biden. And I think the biggest thing about Joe Biden stepping down is that the voters voted for him, and I did not get a say so. I did not want him to step down. I feel like Joe Biden's presidency was stolen from me. Like me personally. I can't speak for nobody else. I feel like it was stolen from me. I voted for that man. I wanted that man in office. I wanted him to run again. I didn't give a fuck about the other side because it's a fucking shit show over there. Both of these niggas is old. So let the old man have an old man, white man off. So now the person that I voted for, the person that I wanted, the person that I didn't want to step down was forced to step down because y'all got scared. Yep. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Yep. And I don't want to hear any counter arguments to the shit because we were right. So what are we doing? Like, whatever fucking machination you're coming up with your brain to justify this shit in hindsight, we lost. So you were wrong. Now, you can feel strongly the other way, but you don't have any facts to back you up.
Right.
End of the motherfucking day, everything you said was supposed to be smooth and go, and this was going to be the chance, and this is how we going to win. was wrong, because your fellow citizens, many of them white or Latino men, I don't want to forget y'all getting y'all shout out, y'all went in that booth and said, I like the Democrats, just not her. I can't have this black woman be in charge of everything. And from this point on, you should be listening to us. Now you won't, because you're your own individual person, and you're going to rationalize this shit some other way. You're going to tell me it's about the economy or some other inflation, like black people don't deal with inflation or the economy or being working class, when 85% of us showed up and voted Democrats, but somehow the working class, just white people that don't want to vote for Democrats now, or actually don't want to vote for Democrat president, because y'all did vote for Democrat down ballot. So you're going to come up with excuses and rationalizations. And I think because we know y'all so well, what you really about to understand is the silence is going to be us saying, oh, we don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to, like, they're waiting on us to come through and, like, whether it's yell at them, organize, tell them how we getting this shit back. What they waiting on some, like, because this one they turn to us, like, lead us. We fucked up, y'all. Can you fix it? And I'm telling you, don't hold your breath, because it's like, oh nah, you can't accept a truth. There's nothing more powerful than a truth a person won't tell themselves. And that is what America is doing. America won't tell itself a truth, that there are just white people in this country who are racist and misogynistic, and they don't want any of the lies that they're telling you they want in these interviews. They don't want someone talking about the economy. That's a lie. They don't want somebody telling them about international politics. That's a fucking lie. They don't want someone it's not that they don't know the candidate. You froze again?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Okay, because you be on screen on my side. Like, anyway, all right, we gotta get us a second then. But yeah, it's a fucking lie. They don't want the things that they're telling you that they want, and as long as you act like that's what's happening, it's holding us all back. And I think a lot of us are just tired of that. It's like, oh, we good then. You know, now you're on screen twice, by the way.
Yeah, and also I think for me, what was even extra more insulting was, okay, I felt like the person that I elected for president was stolen from me. Cool. Okay. So now y'all saying we gonna go for the black person. They was like, yeah, Ken. Okay, we got scared. We gonna find somebody to replace him. I was like, and that took me a while to get over, y'all. So I said, okay, cool. Y'all gonna find somebody to replace him. It better be the vice president, because anybody else, I'm gonna be angry. Okay. So y'all got her up there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to support whoever the Democratic candidate is. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give, I'm gonna donate, I'm gonna do this, and I hope that she wins. I hope that y'all didn't lie to me. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew that the outcome could go the other way. But I was like, okay, I hope that y'all don't lie to me, because to me, her losing is more insulting than Biden losing in my eyes. I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, it is more insulting.
And that is the part that I was alluding to when this happened. Was I said from the beginning, I said, okay, we're doing this. You understand that this loss is worse than the Biden loss.
Right. I'd have been okay.
This loss, you can't come back from, because it's a slap in the face to black women, because all you're really saying is we would never vote for a black woman.
Agreed.
And I got some friends, some really smart black friends and shit that they have you know, I don't know. It's gonna sound insulting, so I just won't say it. But there's a type of person that really does not understand how much credence we give to white folks when we make these arguments about stuff that we just accept them at face value for.
Yeah.
And the last time I'm ever accepting white people at face value is when they told me they thought they would vote for Kamala Harris because she's a better candidate. You don't know yourselves, we do. We know you because we have to navigate white supremacy in order to exist in this country.
Yes.
You don't. So you think you are good people as far as a mass of people that vote. You have not voted for Democrats in mass since the Civil Rights Act passed. Basically, since black people got the right to vote, you've said, I fuck Democrats. I can't trust the average white face and just go, I know that person's on my side. I can't. There's people now they're writing these long screeds about like, you just getting rid of people over politics and shit. I can't trust you because you think politics is just some shit that don't really affect me. You just think it's just like, oh, I'm mad my team lost the Super Bowl. That's no, bitch. This is about to affect my personal fucking life. So I can't trust you. No one can trust you. And the biggest weakness is that those of you who are good still trust those of you who are not to say, oh, no, it was the economy. Oh, no. What they need is they just need to hear like the message a different way. No, this guy, Trump, left none of that on the table. There was not an economic message where I go, fuck, that speech he delivered, that really did get to the heart. He left none of that for y'all to be able to try to make us go like, oh shit, yeah, I can see what you mean. Nah, he was like, we gonna get rid of immigrants. They eating dogs and cats. I'm lying on here. They're killing babies after they're born. He didn't leave a thing for me to give y'all so I could be like, well, shit. If that's the gift we've been given through this Trump administration, this Trump election cycle, is he took away plausible deniability. So I don't want to hear it, and you can say it. I'm just not gonna be listening to you, and I'm never gonna believe it, and I will always challenge it.
Yeah, and my biggest thing, before we move on, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it with my whole motherfucking chest. All you people in these goddamn liberal-ass states, out here where y'all always vote blue, guess what? Y'all going to be under Trump rule, too. Like all these people who, we vote blue, we always going to be safe. You know, that's something that always affects the South. We're extra special. Don't no shit come out here and bother us where y'all can say shit like, fuck the South. Y'all can say shit like, you know, we don't give a fuck about them people down there. Y'all gonna find out that the South was holding this country together more than y'all think it was. And y'all get ready to find out when Trump make these bans for abortion, this shit is affecting y'all too. When Trump fucks up the tax code, this shit is affecting y'all too. When Republicans and in all these states, y'all gonna have Republicans is getting ready to come through gonna kick in the door, wave in the fofo. They getting ready to win. These people have been out in the boonies and the sticks of some of these goddamn states. Because I don't care what state you have a lot of states that going blue, but you have a lot of counties and districts outside of the big cities that are fucking red. They're red, y'all. They're red. Because this shit is all across the country. All Trump did was embolden these people in upstate New York. They embolden these people in upstate California. They embolden these people to come in and say, oh, it's our time to dance now. Y'all get ready to feel the shit that the South has been goddamn warning y'all about. We've been telling y'all this is not a game, y'all. They've been gerrymandering. They've been fucking shit up. We fighting for our lives. And what y'all do? Ha. Them niggas down South. Why them niggas down South put Joe Biden up there? They don't know what the fuck they doing. They stupid ass niggas. Well, we about to find out that the stupid ass niggas, these country slang po folks down here, the rest of the country about to find out what the fuck we've been telling y'all for fucking decades. I live in this. I'm true to this, y'all. Y'all about to find out in these blue ass liberal states. Y'all gonna look up and y'all goddamn rights are gonna be gone. And there's not gonna be shit you can do about it. And and what do y'all tell us? Well, they ain't just move. Bitch, ain't nowhere to move now. Y'all tell us. Pack your bags up and move. Ain't nowhere to move.
It's all up south. It's all up south. That's all it is. America. Like it's all up south. Even states like New York. Every state in America, according to the final tally, supposedly, every state moved to the right except Colorado. Every state. At some point, you just have to say, white people wanted this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and Alicia, don't make this personal. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you're not one of the people that think this way in the chat, we're not asking for your personal signifiers, but don't gaslight us either. We've sat up here. We listen to other people's podcasts. We've listened to people talk about it. We've seen interviews. There's a lot of people who will say stuff like, well, my vote doesn't even count. I live in California.
Right.
And if you've never heard that, that's on you. There's people that say, I'm from New York City. I mean, listen, whatever happens, I know we'll be safe.
Yes.
What Karen is telling you is those people, if you're not one of them, then you should be agreeing with Karen and be like, oh yeah, I know those motherfuckers too. I've always thought they was crazy. What she's saying is, when you watch a state like New York gain, I forget the exact amount. It's like 150,000. I forget whatever amount, but New York went redder.
Mm-hmm.
New York went redder this year. Meaning people in New York City even. Mm-hmm. Some of them turned and voted Republican. So this isn't a South problem. Mm-mm. And it just don't take much for people to win these lower offices and shit. And those are the people that control your school boards. Mm-hmm. Those are the people that control your redistricting. That shit. You know, Cali turned redder. Yeah. Like it's like I said, people can, I know it makes people feel like it's different, but this ain't a personal thing. Mm-mm. Karen's just giving you facts. They're inconvenient facts. If you don't like how they feel, you don't like how they feel. But
right.
You know, this ain't about you personally, but it's a lot of motherfuckers that talk like this. And Karen's saying your vote does matter. That this idea that you safe, you're not safe. You're here with the rest of us, and now you're going to start to see what it feels like when you're not safe, and those assumptions you made about what must be happening down south, yes, you're about to find out what that feels like. Yes. I'll never forget that one of the riots in the North during the Civil War happened in New York City, where they went and lynched and killed a bunch of black men. And you go, there's a Civil War and it's New York City. Ain't New York City on the side of the Union? They killed those black people because Abraham Lincoln passed essentially a draft and said, hey, y'all white dudes, y'all gotta come down here and join the military and get in this motherfucking Civil War battle. And they were so mad they went and killed black people. Innocent black people was minding their motherfucking business. So the idea that New York is different is not true.
It's not true.
What was in New York is that it just wasn't a lot of black people, and they didn't feel the animosity and the encroaching loss of space or whatever that the people in the South felt.
Right.
But those white people weren't necessarily morally higher ground or better. Mm-mm. They were simply not having to deal with it.
Right.
And once they were told, you actually have a responsibility to this country and you have to deal with it, some of them went and killed some innocent black men, mm-hmm, the same way they do in the South.
Right.
And so that is why Karen's like, it's not just where you're at. You know, it's not just that. Like, she's just saying throughout this country, it is connected. And if you want to take it personal and make it seem like someone's talking directly about you, you're listening to the show. Why you even think we're talking about you? But if you... it just makes it seem like, did you believe this shit? Is that why you're getting offended by it? No one here said black people in the North don't have roots for the South. We're from the fucking South. We know y'all have roots in the South. It's us. You know what I mean? Cousins and shit come down from New York to get some black experience. Like, nobody's saying that. We're not saying we're not connected. We're saying there are people in other places who have floated out this idea of this disconnect of, I'm in a safe place and you're in a dangerous place.
Yes.
If you're not, you know how many motherfucking times I've heard someone make a joke as a black person about, I'm from the North, but you know, you go down south and it's like blank. And I'm like, is it like stop and frisk?
Right.
It's like broken windows policing? Like what do you mean it's like blank? You're not safe either. Mm-mm. Is it like Cali where the LAPD exists? Like dog, we in this shit together. If
yes,
you don't
we
see
are.
it, we're the ones telling you we in it together. You know, I still fuck it. I remember listening to Twib and Elon being like, my vote doesn't count. I'm in California. I earned my vote or losing all this shit. And I'm like, your vote count because you a nigga and you in America. So it count. You don't have to want it to count. It fucking count. And now you look at Cali and it's fucking, a lot of it's red. A lot of these counties are red. Apparently your vote counted a lot more than you thought. And it's counting more every fucking day because you about to be in a voting fight for your city, for your country. I know he don't let that no more. But my point being, like, that's the reality. So anytime you feel safe, you not.
Right. And that's kind of my whole point. And also it's like the South, the whole country has a sickness, and the whole country has a disease. But white people have tricked themselves, and they have tricked other people to think that this disease only affects the South, and that this disease never spread it sprinkles in the rest of the country. But what people are going to find out is that the disease has always been there. It's been dormant, and the disease is getting ready to come out. Racism, misogyny, homophobic, transphobic, anti-Semitism. The disease has always been in this country. This country was built on hatred. And so what they fail to realize is that it's always been there. And the South has been saying, y'all, we are sick and we need to fix this. In order to fix this, we need to fix the South. And y'all said, fuck it.
The difference is we know we in a fight down here.
Right.
Y'all.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of y'all just have been told or indoctrinated into thinking y'all not in this fight, that y'all fighting a different fight. And the thing down South, you just can't deny it's a fight.
Right.
You just can't. It's like the enemy in your face all the fucking time. They got control. You fighting for control. It's, the amount of, we need to move on, because I don't want to turn this into me shitting on people, and I would like to make this not a 4-hour show because we could upload it to YouTube at some point.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I get it. And one more thing before we go is also for me one of those things to when you look at people, and I'm going to watch these people, all these people they was talking about, even on the left, this revolution and all this shit. Okay, bitch, you ain't got no guns. You don't got no guns.
Are y'all running up on the Capitol or not?
Right. Are we gonna have a January the 6th? If not, I don't want to hear anything y'all got. Y'all gonna fold like everybody else, and y'all gonna follow the rules like everybody else. Y'all ain't going outside. Bitch, I can't even get y'all to go and motherfucking vote. The fuck you gonna do a revolution for? Get out my whole ass face.
This ain't Hunger Games,
right?
Bitch. You ain't Katniss Everdeen. Sit your ass down. You ain't finna do shit. All right. God, I don't even know how we got on that. Anyway, Sean says, you had one job, America. That was only one legitimate candidate on the ballot. There's no way you can fuck it up. And yeah, they did. Rona Raphael says, I was switched off completely on Tuesday. I've never tried to recreate the 2016 experience all over again. I'm a parent now. I have a kid to motivate in the morning and be curious about how school days went down in the afternoon. Was I disappointed when I got the news on Wednesday morning? First, it was the Senate that reached me before the presidential. I just took a deep breath and went about my day. Tried listening to this episode afterward, but by who news, I began to cry. Maybe it was anger. Maybe it was frustration. More like disappointment. Thank you, too, for always being the best podcast in the world. I was there with you, brother. I cried a few tears myself, talking with a friend. He was still trying to tell me some economic whatever the fuck reason. I was like, nigga, I live in a swing state. I saw the ads. I saw the speeches. She did talk about those things. I don't know where you're getting your information, probably from these white people that do New York Times shit. These motherfuckers are lying to you, and you need to stop believing them.
Yes, sir.
They just don't want this nigga at the top of the ticket. That's it.
That's it.
What, Josh Stein wasn't the Democrat Josh Stein that won here? He didn't know. You know what I mean? Jeff Jackson, he a Democrat, he won. That's nah. When it was Alma Adams a couple years ago, she lost. Oh, what's the commonality? I know what it is, bro. You're not finna. Whatever the percentage is, they lying to you. This is the economy. Trump ain't give a fuck or talk about the economy. Fuck out of here. Curb Stomper says, long time listener, first time commenter, going in with the mindset that we can protect what we love and hope that things are not screwed up enough in 2 years to vote them out. Yeah, we'll see. Yatunde says, patiently awaiting Karen's steaming furnace of rage about this election. My anger has been simmering. I think you got some. Today.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. No. Matter of fact, moving on. I don't even want to hear apologies. You're totally right, and it's justified, and they should hear this shit.
Right, because that's the anger that's been boiling, y'all.
Bridget says, I keep missing the live email on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, Bridget. Look at your settings on Crowdcast. Email Crowdcast. We don't control that. But if you're not getting the Crowdcast alert, then you need to contact Crowdcast. We can't do anything. Other people are getting it because they're in the chat right now. And I know one day it just wasn't working, but it's back to working. It's been working.
Yeah, and also they have an app for Android too. So if you have Android and you like, I want to see the show live and I want it on my phone, I'll get the Android app too.
Z-Mom Harp says, you guys were smart not to watch. Thank you. Bianca says, as happy as you guys are not to receive texts anymore, we are equally as happy not to send them anymore. The things people said to us from doing our jobs was frightening. I just wish they helped. Yeah. And thank you for your work. Thank you, Bianca. Let's Go says, this has to be the saddest episode of Blackout Tips. This ain't even that sad of an episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's probably sad because you know the results and listen to it later, but to be honest, that's not even that sad. I'm watching y'all have fun and make jokes while the disappointing election results are becoming apparent. Can't wait for the next episode. At least I can count on you two to rise up above the doom and gloom. No, you can't. JV City says, love, welp, apparently we will go back. I'm hopeful that we can get through this term as we did the last. Oh, and I'm sorry, Alesko. I don't want to be dismissive. I'm a sober realist. Okay, I'm optimistic about life because I don't want to allow my anxiety to fill in the empty space with negativity.
Right.
So I'm constantly fighting against that. Y'all have experienced that. Y'all have heard it on the show. It's frustrating to some of my friends. They call me, they be saying some bullshit to me, and I'll be like, or what if we allow for the possibility it could go good? We never know, right? So I don't know if this episode is gonna give you what you feel, but I do want you to know this podcast, we're not changing shit. This wasn't our fault. We're gonna still be engaged. We're still gonna be funny. We're still gonna find joy. Joy is part of this resistance in my mind at this point, and right now it might even be the most important part, is to find that joy, because I think there's an undercurrent in this shit that people have not really grasped with, which is that the white people and Latino men that voted for this shit, they did it to make us feel a certain way.
Yes, that's what they wanted.
They like that rage that we have, that we're displaying in this moment. They like that. They like the depression and the sadness that we're talking. They like that I cried. They like that. That's why they did it.
Yes.
On a serious moment, that is the point. But just because I experienced those things does not mean that is who I am and where I stay.
Right. I'm not going to stay stuck.
I'm black in America.
I've been
here before.
Yeah, we've been forced to move on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people fail to realize this. We've been forced.
So now it's your turn to be crying about whatever the fuck is gonna happen to you. Like, you hurt you. It's like you stabbed me by stabbing through yourself.
Yes.
And you laughing because you like, haha, you bleeding. And I'm like, bitch, the sword went through your solar plexus. You finna feel it too.
Yes. And maybe more than me.
Yeah. Like, I got the little piece of the sword that went through you. I'm gonna be all right.
But you got the blunt of it, and guess what, baby? I got other scars.
I don't know if you noticed. I've been stabbed quite a few times.
Multiple times, child. I put like this. I've had to repair and fix myself.
I remember syrup sandwiches and grandma allowances. Okay? Like, I done drank sugar water, my nigga. You're finna. I've eaten Spam. Okay.
Yes, you finna find out, my nigga.
I had the thick bologna. You got it. Matter of fact, let me tell you right now. I'll give you a little free game. Cut the bologna first before you fry it, and then it won't do that bubble thing. You gonna need to know that, because we all eating. We back to the free bologna now.
Yeah,
the government bologna.
Yeah, and all jokes aside, a lot of these uppity Negroes gonna get the shock of their lives, because they gonna be like, y'all eat bologna? Yes, bitch. Ain't I've eaten fried bologna sandwiches with mustard.
What? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. I wasn't literally talking about bologna. I was making an analogy.
Joke.
Why did you get so literal?
I'm like, I'm getting serious. Y'all Trump won't take it back. I guess he won't take it back to that too. I was serious. I was like, well, that's how you cut. I was like, well, shit. If we're talking about bologna, I'm about that life. I'm one of them uppity Negroes now. I'm talking about me. Chad, I don't want to go back. Chad, he talking about going back. I was like, bitch, why?
Oh my God.
I remember them days. For what? For who?
It was an analogy. It's not literally giving recipes for bologna. All right.
Yeah, we can't stay serious for long.
JV City says heart emoji. Well, apparently we will go back. Hopefully that we get through this term as we did the last. Afraid that it may come to violence though if the Reds get froggy. Hoping that we will not have more violence of domestic terrorists. We will. I mean, hate crimes went up under Trump. It is what it is. But we was living with this every day. That country never stopped hating us. Hoping people sober up and really pay attention. I spoke with Republican coworkers. Their main concerns were money and anti-Democrats. Insert stupid reasoning. There really is no talking to people that feel worse than reality presents itself. Hoping for change, giving billionaires the reins. That is all I can think about right now. My stomach hurts. Back to work I go. Yeah, I feel bad too, JV City. I hate you had to go to work on some shit like this. And yeah, their main concerns were money in quotes, and money is racism.
Yes, it is.
Christoph says, man, fuck Trump, but I'm more bummed that we didn't get our first female president. Is female still acceptable to use? I don't really know. It's acceptable to use in those terms. It's not acceptable when you be like, these females.
Right, you might as well say these bitches.
If you would not say, this is, okay, here's a I think, a good catch-all. It's not perfect, but it's a good catch-all. If you would not say male in that situation, then probably don't say female.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a distinction you need to make, I understand. Like, it's like when people say, you know, there's a fucking rap Grammy and it's like best female artist. Okay, that's fine. No one's ever been too upset about that. But if you just call someone female, this is normally an issue. It's like the word transgender. If you say someone is a transgender woman, transgender man, transgender person, those things are acceptable. If you be like, a transgender said, that's not necessarily, it's no longer a descriptor.
Right.
And it starts to feel a little weird. So I hope that helps. It's a pretty simple one that I use. I grew up in Jamaica and witnessed our first female prime minister being elected, and I was too young to understand the gravity of that moment and what it meant for my mom. My hope is that my future kids get to witness something similar. Lastly, shout out to Kamala. She did the damn thing, and I'm so proud that I was able to vote for her. Same. It wasn't her fault.
Nope, it's not.
Alicia says, hi Rod and Karen. Rod, you are absolutely right about who will get the blame. I received this text from a friend. He texted, apparently America wasn't ready for a black woman. Last thing I want to do is come off like I'm blaming you or black women for it. It's just that was my initial thought, but it's water under the bridge. That's a crazy way to frame that. So now I guess it's black women's fault because we got behind Harris when she became the nominee and supported her more than any other group did. I haven't responded to that text. I'm still trying to figure out if I should remain cool with this person. Cue the Rod was right song. Yeah, it's a lot of, it can't be white people's fault, so it's our fault somehow. And I don't know what to tell y'all. You know, like I said, I saw that a brother on the New York Times saying some shit about they needed an open primary, and I said, brother, if you think it was about a primary, then motherfucker, that's why you work at the New York Times, because you still believe in them.
Yeah,
you still got some belief in these. They got
Not
you.
me.
They got you. They got your ass. Because there's no motherfucking way you walked out of here and was like, the problem was there's not a primary on the Democratic side. I mean, if you really have a lot of faith in those people and that they're telling you the truth, sure. But I don't. And I think I know. And I don't know what y'all do what do you do when y'all have a default belief in these people that you won't shake?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't have.
I mean, it's not my problem. It's my problem in that it's enough of y'all that's fucking it up for the rest of us, but it's not my problem because I see through the bullshit. I'm like, oh yeah. I saw the Trump ad was like, trans men are playing basketball with little girls, and crime is high even though it's not. And immigrants are killing people and taking your jobs even though they aren't. And Kamala was like, the economy, here's how I'm gonna help you. Here's what we're gonna do to stop price gouging. Here's what we're gonna do to fix this. And y'all was like, yeah, my problem was the economy. And she just didn't speak to it. Trump spoke to it when he said trans men is playing basketball with little girls. Okay, y'all won't believe the lie? Believe the lie. I don't have to. Nigga ain't gonna lie to my face. I found the numbers in your pocket. I don't need to fucking call them. I got it.
Right?
Callie Bruh says, Mike says, the level of distrust of white women, a good portion of black people, and the worst group of all Latinos for Trump to think about all this bullshit this motherfucker has done. These stupid ass people voted him back. All of the people who were super fucking excited for VP Harris, and then we got stuck with this bitch. He committed so much hell, and Latinos in this country think they're going to be rewarded. Man, fuck everyone. It feels like everything was a setup, from stage assassinations to pulling out Elon. This is all staged to build up sympathy for him. White people were all banking on maintaining white fake power. Yeah, I don't think I ever give him the credit of saying he staged the assassination. I don't think he's brave enough. I just don't. I think y'all know that deep down too. He ain't got. You think he got what it takes to let a bullet graze by his ear?
I don't.
This nigga's a coward, bro.
Yes, he is.
He's a Bond villain. He be hitting the escape hatches. Everybody's drowning in his fucking lair.
Yes.
Did you watch election night coverage? Yes, a lot. 20%. A little bit. 27%, and 53% did not. And I would say I'm in the 26%. Like, I think I definitely checked the channel like once or twice that night, and went right back to like, all right, video game, all right, TV. Like, I just couldn't sit and watch it all night. I don't know how people do that. All right, one more episode with 10 comments on this one, and I think we got 20 on the YouTube for this one.
Y'all have something to say.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long ass episode, but we started early for this reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wait, am I still on screen?
I see you.
Okay, why is my fucking thing blank?
Right, that's what happened to me. That's why I was refreshing.
My whole page blank. Your whole page blank?
No, like my little square blank.
I see us. I'm not.
Yeah, my
refresh.
square with blank.
Okay, here we go. The last episode is actually a pregame behind the paywall episode called "Who Will Survive in America." It was us and Justin. We just discussed the 2024 election. I knew y'all probably wanted to hear this and maybe even needed to hear it on some level, and so we said, let's just put this out for everybody. But this is what the fuck we talk about behind the paywall all the time. Normally funnier, normally more varied topics, but it's always a good time. And if you're not behind the paywall, get behind the paywall. It helps us tremendously to be able to bring y'all this show. Shady Dame says, I'm so damn mad at these white women for failing us again after pulling the "we're all sisters" BS. I live out here. Yes, Lucy with the football. I live out here in Nevada in a small town, so I know I'm surrounded by red whites. However, what I didn't expect to happen was these brides intentionally voting to allow abortion while also voting to put pro-Trump back in office, knowing that he did what he did last time. 60% here voted for choice. Over 60% voted for Trump. Yeah, Florida had a similar thing. Now, Florida's tricky because they passed a resolution that made it so that in order for something to pass in Florida as far as a ballot initiative, it has to get over 60% of the vote, which doesn't seem fair. 50. It's a democracy. 50%. But that's how they keep stuff like, that's how they get to be like, we voted, we put it on the ballot. Should abortion be legal after 6 weeks? And it failed. And you're like, it failed? And it's like, yeah, it failed with 55% of the vote.
That's normally would pass.
Right.
Yes.
In any other state, that would normally pass. But they did the same thing with weed. Over 50% of people was like, we should legalize weed. And Florida's like, well, it was now 60%. So once again, think about those numbers. Over 50% voted for those initiatives. They didn't pass. Over 50% did not vote for Kamala Harris. So over 50% of them did want these liberal policies. They wanted that abortion overturned. But they didn't. If they would have voted for Kamala Harris in the same percentage as they voted for those initiatives, she would have won.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
What is it?
I went into work on Wednesday, stupid as fuck, I know. Nah, don't say that. And went to the bathroom to try to decompress for a moment. I was greeted by two white chicks bawling in the bathroom. I gave an eye roll and I ignored them when one of them called my name. Man, I ain't got nothing for you, Bex. Go talk to your sisters about them choices they made. My group understood the assignment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's not that what I say? You have made me cold. I don't want to be cold. You going through some shit. You probably a good person. You probably voted the right way. That's why you crying. You shocked that your white women betrayed you as much as you can as a person can be shocked. I'm a little less shocked than you. We did this before.
I'm a little less shocked.
Dizzy Lizzy Gal says, we cooked indeed. Thanks for this, y'all. America is a land of contradictions. My fellow Californians went for Harris but voted to keep slavery while incarcerated in place, voted to bring back a version of 3 strikes, and voted against rent control. I don't get it. Right. And y'all know y'all rent high as shit in Cali.
Ain't y'all rent is fucking sky high.
I hope I see y'all on Blue Sky. You don't need the invite codes anymore. Who knows what Elon would do come January? He might shut down Twitter altogether. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell y'all. I don't think Twitter is gonna fix or I don't think Twitter is changing shit. I just don't. I mean, leave to spite him, sure, but he ain't even making money on Twitter. It's all a fucking bullshit thing. C. Jeter says, man, I started listening before the 2020 election. That gut-wrenching dread in my stomach that I felt that collective week of tallying votes visited me again. It persists even now. But I'm glad I'm here because everything I could think of, every erroneous point, every what if or what about I had in my head while trying to come to terms with this. Y'all talked about with nuance and care and expressed what I couldn't even get out of my head in this state of anger and disappointment. I know it don't mean much to the overall situation, but thank you for that. Your voices are very needed and welcome at this time. Thank you. I just don't know where we go from here. Another generation of black people have to fight massive oppression again. We have to fight against billionaire donors, willful ignorance, bigotry, racism, misogyny, and growing generation of you red pill Gen Z men. And that's new. What's new is this resentment from other minorities. White supremacy must be the best tasting dish of all time. If you willingly cut off your nose and spite your face. Well, you know, this probably is not going to feel like solace right now, but I truly do mean this as solace. Everything you just said was new is not. It's all old. And it's just a matter of reframing your thinking. When you said what's new is this resentment from other minorities, did you know that Irish people weren't white? Scottish people weren't white? Italians were not white?
They were not.
And they also resented other minority, like they resented black people too. And then they got indoctrinated into whiteness. They got let into whiteness so that whiteness could continue to grow its numbers because it's always a dwindling proposition that will one day be a minority just doomed by the way that DNA works. It's not anything they can do about it. But yeah, that's not new. Your ancestors fought this, and this is just the passage. This is the rite of passage. You're now in the shit too. And you have always been in the shit. You just may not have recognized it or really felt it like it felt this week. But you've been in the shit. You just looked up and you finally seen some ones and zeros in the matrix floating down. It's like, oh shit, we in the matrix. That's it. Like, damn, it feels like black people are fetishized for pushing the cause for a movement, but then getting kicked out after one night like a hookup. I don't even know where the Dems go from here if they are seen as the party of black people by others and they resent us for whatever damn reason. You might be right. Maybe a push toward the right is what it will take. It might be. I don't think they're leaving out of this going, you know what people really need is a lot of left-wing DEI inclusivity. That's not what I think what the lesson is, and what people like Bill Maher are going to take from this is Democrats need to look in the mirror and get white working class voters back on their side. And no one's going to stop and go, what does it take to get white working class voters? Because she had economic policies. They're going to just say shit like, well, you know, obviously her economic message didn't reach them. No. What it's going to take is a Democratic Party that is willfully showing they are putting all other people that are not white men and white people, they're pushing their needs secondary.
Yep.
The white people that won't vote Democrat or the white people that vote Trump, they need that. What Trump gave them that was a consistent message is that he will never, ever help those people, whoever those people are. And those people is a long ass list. He said, I will do for myself. I mean, obviously I put myself above all of y'all. Fuck y'all.
Yep.
But what I promise you is that you'll never catch me helping black people in any way that ever. You'll never help me. You'll never see me helping immigrants. You'll never see me helping gay people. And they like that more than they like the economy or whatever message Kamala's giving.
That's why I didn't want to hear anything else. If you're not willing to say those isms, we can't talk.
Yeah, where are the plans? Okay, that's what the problem was. Plans.
It was a concept. Okay.
Right. Just go after the white women and Latino population when you make the bills benefiting them, name it for them, and throw something at the end for us, maybe? No, that's not. They don't want legislation. That's not it. I don't know, man. I'm just hurt and confused. I tell you one thing, wherever my sisters go, whether staying here, third party or whatever, that's what I'm going to be at too. Full stop, screw the rest of the coalition, shaking my damn head. You know what? One more thought came to mind as I sit here burning about this motherfucker's status in the back. How many people you think wanted this to happen because that rage content machine was drying up under Biden? That's part of it. I know the media wanted it, but I bet some of these online blacks couldn't wait to release these think pieces and follow me to freedom because I'm the only black sermons. I guess the business is good again. No, it's not. It's not. They will not see a benefit of white guilt economy.
No, they won't.
Again, my bad. I'm just royally pissed off and venting. It's all good. Get your vent out, C. Jeter.
Yeah, they won't. Not this time. That money gone.
I'm just saying, says I usually don't comment, but I wanted to say something here. Every now and then the U.S. does something that will smack black people in the face to remind them of who they are and what this country has done to them. Those moments are crystallized and go on to impact the black people that are coming to age during that time. Obama winning was a great moment, but I do think that there's a generation of black people that saw the emergence of the Tea Party afterwards as a smack in the face. For some, it was George Zimmerman's acquittal or seeing images of Mike Brown's body laying in the street. For some people, it was George Floyd, or maybe watching the clip of Ahmaud Arbery sprinting down the street while being pursued by armed racists picking up people in pickup truck. That moment always terrifies me because I think about how scared he was in that moment. This election was some black people's moment, particularly a chunk of Gen Z that saw the drama of the past and just thought their elders may not have been fighting hard enough or didn't know how to actually make change. They thought things were better in a way. That in the end, if you work hard enough, you can skip over this thing called race. Yep.
And you can't.
Every generation get a wake-up call. That's facts. Sometimes they talk more about class as a separator and not race. They were kids when Trump won the first time. Hell, they may even have voted for Biden. This time around, they thought this task was going to be easy, and they got smacked in the face. Those are the people I feel most sad for, those younger black people that are now understanding why the black people of the South opted to go with Biden during the 2020 primary. Last thing I'll say is that I'm often reminded of the words I heard a sister soldier say during an interview that was stuck with me for years, even more so than now. She got into a heated back and forth with Cornel West on some talk show. She pointed out that we keep making a moral appeal to a country that doesn't have a moral conscience. They kept trying to appeal to the better angels of America, and that simply doesn't exist in the way they think it does. They are out here calling Gen Z Hitler's youth because so many of them voted for Trump, when we traditionally consider the youth vote to be liberal. A lot of black Gen Z got a huge slap in the face. Yep. Wake up. It's the first of the month. Melrose says, Rod, you were so right about the inconsistency of the arguments and the fact that there were folks on our side who either split the ticket, voted Trump, or left the top of the ticket blank because Senate race margins and win-loss ratio is not mapping on the columnist performance. Down ticket Dems outperform consistently in each of the key states. For example, in Michigan and Wisconsin, the Dems Senate candidate won with relatively close margins vis-a-vis the tight race that CARES campaign was warned about prior to Election Day. While Kamala lost by roughly the same goddamn margin the Dem senators won by. And to the current counts in New Mexico and Arizona, it's looking like white Dems and Latino men Dems, shout out to Latinas for coming through in third to black folks, stabbed our girl in the back because Dem senators are poised to win, and it's not lost on me that Dem candidate in Arizona is a Latino man. Even in the cases where Dems lost the Senate seat, the Senate candidate outperformed Kamala. Look at Bob Casey. He lost in Pennsylvania by roughly 4 points, while Kamala lost by roughly 12. That's a threefold difference. Our side, specifically white people and Latino men, abandoned her, and there's really no other plausible reason than massage noir. Update. I jumped the gun on Bob Casey. The most recent tallies put down ballot votes more in line with the top of the ticket in PA. But in the current Montana count, John Tester lost by 7.5 points and Kamala lost by a little over 20 points, which is more than double. So the general point still stands. And I'm just saying, says, I just read that there was over 100,000 ballots left floating out there that have to be looked into, 100,000 provisional ballots that McCormick is suing over as well. So there's still time for Bob Casey to improve his margins. The truth, the Harris campaign ground game was impeccable and likely saved these seats as well as other down ballot candidates. Yeah, everyone forgets how much of an investment she made, which was a record, into down ballot candidates. She did not just get to the top of the ticket and say it's all about me.
She was pouring all this money that everybody was giving into all those races.
She did everything people said a campaign like hers needed to do and should do, and that Democrats hadn't done before. And for what? But it couldn't save her because a lot of people voted blue down ballot, also came in that booth and voted Trump or left it blank. It's a huge betrayal to the most loyal voting bloc, and they don't want to admit it. Shanna says, hey, Rod and Karen, I'm writing in mainly because I want this somewhere on wax. Rod, I absolutely agree with you that I refuse to feel bad for thinking that extremely qualified black women could win the presidency against a felon, rapist, idiot. That doesn't make me naive or overly optimistic. It just shows how sick this country is, and I'll never forget. I'm in California where they want to pat themselves on the back for enshrining gay marriage into the Constitution, even though they banned it the same year they voted for Obama. And they keep talking about seceding from the country. Meanwhile, California voted to keep slavery in the Constitution, increase penalties for petty crimes, and they wouldn't vote to raise the minimum wage $1. I'm not standing with y'all either. White people don't know how to truly be in community. I'm tired of it. I'm also really disappointed in white women. That Queen Tay Tay told them to vote for her. They were out here watching Agatha talking about how they were witches and they didn't burn in Salem. Kamala told them their husbands didn't have to know their vote, and they were putting up posters in bathrooms on social media clout, and then they did what they always do. They went in their booth and voted for white supremacy. I'll never forget. Yeah, like 52% I heard. Which is down from 55%, but man, y'all's abortion rights was on the line. This new SCOTUS is about to be on y'all ass. I was worried about folks sitting out voting third party. Instead, this election showed us exactly what they want. I will say I take some solace in the fact that many of them are already seeing the effects of their votes. I've seen at least 4 examples of his supporters who have already seen their jobs or healthcare affected by preemptive measures that people are taking before he takes office. And I'm like that Donald Glover gif. Good.
Yeah, them tariffs are real. A lot of companies are already adjusting. It's going to be a lot of people that ain't going to get raises. They're not getting bonuses. They're not getting profit sharing. Because it was like, bitch, the price of the brick going to go up. And what's going to happen? Y'all ain't getting the benefits anymore from it.
Yep, people getting laid off. People not getting those bonuses. I saw a union company, planning to do layoffs January 5th. What's happening around then? They like, won't be no repercussions. Fuck y'all. I wish you and Karen the best. Thank you for your honest coverage of this election. I know we're cooked, and I know y'all are part of my community. We got us, Shanna. Wangangi says, I can't find anything I disagree with as far as y'all's analysis and reflection. I just find it weird that white folks kept throwing good money at the bad on the whiteness bet. Just going to antebellum, the rich whites were fucking over the poor whites, and the poor whites weren't loving indentured servitude, but once there was full-on American-style slavery, they had a pariah class of people, and that placated them somehow. Yeah. I don't know what you say to a person that is motivated by someone else's suffering as a way to ignore their own. That, like, you keep telling me it's about some messaging, and I'm like, I don't think it is. If you can present this person with someone doing worse than them and say that person is gonna take your shit, they literally will be like, please, billionaire, take everybody's shit.
Yeah, eat it up.
And that's my question. How does being able to abuse other people make you abuse better? Make your abuse better? Even if you fantasize about power, why would you invest in toying with the mastery playset that a pariah class provides and not invest in getting those resources that allow the masters to master y'all too? I don't know, fam. I don't know. They got it. God damn, 33 comments. Oh my God. Y'all was on the YouTubes for this one. Jesus. Oh man. I'm earning my fucking supper today.
Yes, you are, sir.
Here we go. Sayida says, there's nothing more powerful than the truth you won't tell yourself. Preach. Thank you. I wrote that a while ago, and it's just been relevant to me in many different ways. It's been very illuminating over the last few months. It's just something I remember tweeting or thinking, and it's like, this is another example. Love the pod. Thank you. Tiki says, thank you for putting this on the regular feed. Heart emoji. You welcome. Z-Mom says, waiting for all those groups that thought they were immune to ask us black folks to come march for them. I will be way in the back like Bernie was when he marched with King. JV City says, I actually forgot to check my feelings at the door. I had to ride with a coworker yesterday, and he voted orange. Woo. He said he had no choice. It didn't hurt my feelings because we talked about before the election day, and I knew where he stood. But walking through the office yesterday, I was like, are these people that are not dragging ass happy orange smiling at my face? I decided I'm still taking up space and was ready for the smoke. This is an idiocracy. Billionaires have this shit on lock. Racism is strong in non-white communities too. Shit, fire the economy. Fuck the free world. I guess the mental slavery is one hell of a drug. Karen be knowing one of my white friends is grieving heavily. Patrice says no new voters shifted to him. He got fewer votes in 2020. It's a turnout election. 15 million people that voted Democrat and 3 million that voted Republican didn't vote this year. Patrice, that's been actually proven factually inaccurate. Not that none of what you said is true, but they've done analysis. The first time and new voters voted for him. I don't know if it's the first time ever that's happened for a Republican, but the majority of people that voted that were first-time voters were Republicans this time. That's insane to think about, considering that we were talking about the registration numbers when Kamala was running and how many people were saying this is going to be my first time voting and it's because of her, and it still ended up going to Trump. So I don't know. Maybe you got your information from a different place. Tia says, please don't give up the fight. Our ancestors didn't. The real loss that we have just experienced can't have been worse than anything they experienced. We have to lick our wounds and get back up. I'm here and free for now because my ancestors didn't give up. Don't we owe continuing to fight for our children? We are all raw and in pain right now, but we can't give up. Giving up our spirit to fight for freedom and democracy and fairness will be way worse than Trump winning. Let's not give that victory to them too. Someone said, I love your optimism. It's so sweet. After all this time, this fight should be over. It's no longer a fight. It's a way of life. We keep trying to prove that we are worthy of love when we really need to let them see that what life is like without us. I pledge to be the most mediocre, lazy, self-serving person I could possibly be. This world will no longer get my best. This world is unworthy, and I will be all the better. I will never campaign for another group cause. When they come for you, and they will, I will not help. That was Jan. And someone else replied, I agree with the fight, but only for us. If other folks want to help our cause, then so be it. But we don't need to step up for anyone else anymore. Tia, I don't know that we ever said anything about giving up the fight. I think you may be talking to yourself. Maybe you're feeling some way about wanting to give up and you're trying to motivate yourself through motivating us. Our show's not changing. What we do isn't changing. So whatever you've been getting from the Blackout Tips, if you feel like you've been getting the fight, then I guess you're going to keep getting the fight. I'm still here. Not turning, running, not duck and tail.
I'm allowing myself to feel whatever these emotions are. Yes.
But the most important thing about this podcast is that we don't get up here and lie, and we don't get up here and placate. We don't get up here and pander. Everything you're hearing is how we feel, and the reason that it resonates is because it's how other people feel. People in the audience feeling this way too. And I won't sit up here and perform and lie and act like the shit is all good.
Right.
Oh, we lost, but guys, let's keep fighting. Man, fuck that shit. Take a breath. Everybody calm down. We don't even know what the fight looks like at this point.
No, we don't.
Let's just calm down. Things will come up in this next however long that will give us the signs of what it's like to resist. But you're going to have to see. You know, resistance might look a little different.
Yeah.
But what I tell you what I do promise not to do. And this is just because of my personal dogma. I can't say this shit for nobody else. I am not going to get on this podcast and party on the suffering of people who in generally did not do this.
Right.
Like, I don't think it is funny or cool to be like, hey, you know, you can get $10,000 for turning somebody in for an abortion. I'm in Texas. I'm going to call the number. Fuck these people. Hey, you know, you could get some money for turning somebody into ICE. I'm going to call ICE on people. I don't think that's funny, and I'm not going to participate in that.
Agreed.
So, you know, you don't have to worry about that shit happening on this show. But in general, like, we still this shit ain't broke me because you can't break me with this. I believed it was possible to lose. So you just can't break me with some shit I could believe could happen.
Right.
You know, it's like being an Eagles fan for so many years. It's like, I didn't know we could lose the Super Bowl. How I'm gonna be heartbroken? Like, it sucks when Donovan McNabb's out there fucking blowing chunks on the 20-yard line and it's 2 minutes left. It sucks. But did I think it was impossible? Hell no. I've been an Eagles fan the whole time. They don't win Super Bowls. But that was back when I used to be an Eagles fan. Now I'm a Panthers fan. It's even worse. My mom says, great show. My heart is broken. Time to reset, restart, and restore. It's a new day, America. Yep. Thaddeus says Kamala is and was pro-Israel. She was keeping Biden. Okay. Here we got to go. Keeping Biden's policy on Israel. I agree with the overall point, though. Lots of factors. Well, here's the thing, because this is important. I'm glad you said this, because that talking point is interesting, because what you're responding to is a point I made, which is that whether you can quibble over the language used, but there are actually politicians who are more pro-Israel than Kamala Harris. That is the difference, the distinction. Now, if you're ignorant to that distinction, that's on you. But there are some politicians who are like, Israel did nothing wrong. They should continue to do what they're doing. And and the Palestinians are wrong. And if anything, I equate people who live in Gaza and Palestinians with Hamas, the terrorist organization. They are one and the same to me, and anything that is done to them is justifiable.
Yes.
There were Democratic politicians who had those viewpoints who won races in states where she lost the race.
Right.
Now, that is important context, because there are people who will say, you know, the reason she lost is because she didn't do enough for Palestine. And it's like, well, then why did they win? Why did the same voters go in that booth and say, I'm okay with this guy, but not her? And she was less so than they were. Then it wasn't that issue. We just got to accept the facts. I agree with the overall point, though. Lots of factors, but being white is very powerful stat boost, plus 10. But with electoral colleges set up and racism, it's also impossible to get certain voters to vote for a non-racist, black, or vibed candidate. Sure, I guess. I think I understood that. Someone said, just another day, black women has always been at the bottom of the totem pole. We offer the most and get the least. You know, all those Swifties and so-called advocates lied in everybody's faces and voted for Big Orange. And all the fake Zoom call white women still voted to the right. They are the biggest liars on the planet. Stop giving advice, Rod. Don't tell them what they should do. Let them bump their heads. I know you're very upset right now, but we're going to just keep it real. Those women aren't the problem. I know you want to be mad at every white woman and just walk down the street and be like, it's every white person's fault. The problem is, it ain't enough of them.
It ain't enough of them.
Those people, they did show up and show out and support her and shit. It's just, it don't matter if their group as a whole is failing the group project, because they like, nah, I kind of like the white supremacy. So I don't like want to get into this like thing. There's white people that, just like everything, there's white people that are righteous, white people that are like, nah, I get it, this country's fucked up and I want to help to unfuck it.
Right.
And I don't want to do this thing where we just lump everybody in and be like, fuck you for going, like, fuck you for being on the call to support Vice President Harris, fuck you for donating, fuck you for giving your time, fuck you for phone banking. That's a ridiculous fucking thing to take away from this election. Those are not the fucking people. There's plenty of white people that are voluntarily wanting to be, like, they want you to be upset at them.
Yeah, that's their whole purpose.
Give it to them.
Yeah, their whole purpose is wanting you to be upset.
I'm not spending any time inefficiently wasting my emotionality on some motherfuckers that's trying to help. If you're trying to help, you cool.
You cool if you're trying to help.
Yeah, it's the specific groups I'm talking about. They know who they are. They know what they voted for.
Yes, they do.
I'm not giving them an excuse. Everybody else, I don't give a fuck. If you... as I said before, on your left, Cap, we at a point, just show up in the booth, vote the right way, and we good. You did that? You good with me in my book, homie. I'm not about to spend any time fighting with you. I'm not riding on you just like, cause I'm so mad at everybody. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know the difference. You know, and we all have it. We all have it. It's the same in some weird way. It's kind of similar to what happened with the black man thing. We wasted all that fucking time talking about somewhere between 10 to 20% of these niggas who never come along. We spend so much time giving them air, and they don't deserve any. Fuck them people. But what do? We let the chopper spray on all the black men. It's just a waste of time.
Yes, it is.
It's a waste of fucking time. I'm not wasting my time. So you can do that. That's fine. And I don't remember giving them any advice. So you got to calm down, Jan. You was just mad. Wendy says, thank you for putting this in the free feed. I was looking for your thoughts and analysis. Democracy was fun while it lasted. Ms. Rose says, 2 words explain how the orange ninja got elected. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is usually the most probable, and it's simply that the majority of Americans hate women and hate black POC women even more. Disgusting. Yeah, I think it was that simple too. Michael says, I felt from the first debate that Trump would win. Nobody talked policy. All they spoke about was Haitians eating dogs, period. And it got amplified until nobody remembers what VP Harris said that night. Well, I don't think so. I remember the analysis of that debate, and people were playing clips from her. They played how she baited him. They said she clearly won the debate. So I would allow. Listen, this is part of the reason y'all listen to this show. I will never sit up here and let y'all reframe the truth.
Right.
I saw what I saw. People said what they said. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere that was acting like she ain't win that debate, but the vast majority of people was, even Republicans, were like, she killed this nigga in this debate.
Yes,
it was
they
terrible
did.
for him. So like, nah, we don't do the revisionist history over here. If we can't make the truth work, then we can't agree on those facts, we can't talk. Cause it's just like, people gonna go back, I knew she was terrible or whatever. It's even worse to me that they know she wanted to debate, said she wanted to debate, covered it like she wanted to debate, and many people went, I still can't vote for that black woman. That's worse than the what you're painting. That's worse than what you're painting. We do remember what she said.
I do.
You know, you're running against me. Okay? This former president, we know what she said. We remember it. It went viral. They were playing a different game. Relying on white women is a losing bet. Ask any lynched black man. This is a great episode. Foolishness Friday has become a must-listen moment in my life. Keeping on. When Toni Morrison was asked if she had any white friends, she answered, and I paraphrase, I think I have someone who might be there when the trucks come. That note rung loudly today. When they come, vroom, vroom. Thanks again. This helped. I'm glad it helped you, Mike. But, yo, don't give in to letting it, nobody care. But no, it's even worse, Mike. They said she was excellent. And then they went in that booth and said, but I don't want that excellence.
Don't want it from her.
So maybe that made you feel worse. I didn't mean to, but just letting you know. Let's not act like, oh yeah, man, they didn't fuck with that debate. They fucked with it. Mr. Cool says Bernie Sanders is already out there trying to remove racism from the reason why she lost. Yep, and that's why I'll never fuck with him. I know white people love him, but his racial praxis is terrible, and they don't listen to black people, and they don't respect what we have to say, so they don't understand why. That's why he keeps losing. They think we're low information and a bunch of other racist shit, rather than to just go, oh, so you telling me if he would just change his message a little bit, he'd be winning? And I'm like, yes. But y'all don't respect us, so y'all just gonna be like, I don't know why these black people won't vote for him. They must be the establishment.
It's a possibility he could have beat Hillary if he would have did that.
It's that one black dude in the South that in South Carolina, he made them vote that way. We're not stupid. We don't fuck with him.
Right.
He knows why.
Right.
Brett says, thanks for this. I feel like I'm going crazy the way people talking about this election, blaming black and trans people for the loss. Yep. Donna Teal says, you said it all. Jesus Christ could have endorsed and campaigned for Kamala and the result would have been the same. People are choosing ignorance. You can Google every piece of legislation passed by each administration. I had a feeling the fix was in when Bezos and the LA Times got pulled the endorsements of Kamala. Trump has been telling us all along he was going to win by hook or by crook. Yep. Tiffany says, I hate that Kamala lost, devastated, but I'm glad she ran the campaign the way she did. There's no logical reason why she should have lost this based off the enthusiasm we were seeing, the clever social media presence, and the popularity. It was the Democrats that didn't vote and the betrayal of white women once again. I appreciate all who came to our side, the white women who actually were working hard to get her elected, Republicans who chose country over party. It feels like the math ain't mathing on this one, but I trust that Kamala's team has done its due diligence. Yeah, that's why I have to go too, because like I said, if you told me like something nefarious happened with the vote, I'm willing to believe it. Cause it feel like something must have happened, but I think too much of her campaign, her as a candidate, to think that they would accept dubious results and just be like, it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, it's looking like the voting machines might have been tampered with. The numbers aren't adding up, but you know what, Kamala, let's go ahead and concede. I just don't think she would have. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I'll put it this way. You couldn't get me to do it. After all the work I've done, you could not tell me that, like, hey man, we think some indiscretions happened with the vote, but let's just go ahead and concede for now. Like, I wouldn't. So I don't know, man. I guess that's what's stopping me from going full conspiracy is I don't want to believe that she's that soft. I'm also glad to be able to work from home and not have to deal with the happy or indifferent Republicans at the office. I dealt with that in 2016. It was brutal. But after all is said and done, despite her loss, I think it was still the right thing for Joe to step down and let her rock. She did her thing, didn't she? She did do her thing. Tiffany also said, I just realized that Kamala Harris will have to certify the re-election of this monster. Yep, America did that. They love that. Quiet Storm says, also, Stacey Abrams shouldn't have made a book a few years ago that was passed around and in the opposite interest group, tell everyone our secrets, just saying. No. What? Stop saying shit like that.
That don't make sense.
She did that for us, the people, to use that blueprint in other states. Like, and it also that blueprint, not that, I mean, I'm not disrespecting the work, but it was about putting the elbow grease in and doing the work and getting on the ground.
Doing the work out on the streets.
Like, that's not something that, I disagree with that. Like, it's not, let's keep this a secret. What the fuck, we got a whisper campaign? No. It is our right to vote. It's a public fucking right.
Yes, it's my right to vote.
It's not a secret how to get out the vote. We just can't hack these white people from being racist and shit. Lucky Eagle says white people faked us out. They pretended they would vote for her knowing they were never going to do it. Her platform was excellent and would have changed my family's life. I hate half of America for this, and I wish someone would ask me to start marching when they start deporting people. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Rebecca M says you are absolutely correct. The only reason Kamala didn't win is most of America did not want a black woman for president. I said the exact thing to my parents the day after the election. I'm ashamed of my race, heartbroken and pissed. I was so sure that it would be a landslide for her. I'm so sorry, Rod and Karen. I know my sadness and anger does not compare to yours. I don't know. It could. I mean, I'm probably not as sad and angry as you think I am, and you're probably a little bit more sad and angry than people would assume you are, being a white woman.
Yes.
And we probably meet in the middle, but it's not really a fucking sadness, anger off. So you ain't got to worry about that over here.
The feelings are real, y'all, and you guys are allowed to feel however you feel and process those feelings, because the problem is when you don't process those feelings and then you come around talk about you won't do the work, that shit turns into motherfucking anger. Because when it's time to do the work, anger needs to be put to the side. Sadness, depression, no. When it's time to fucking put your boots to the ground and it's time to grind, that emotional baggage need to be sorted through. So take your motherfucking time before you go back out on the streets trying to do work.
Also, low key, high key, you might be feeling more angry and sad than me and Karen.
Yes, I think a lot of people are.
Because I don't really be in community with these people. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not going to wallow in it. And
it's just not fuck the wallowing. I'm saying I don't really have nobody that I got to like go face.
True.
No one's going to try to tell me and justify. So you might actually, like, I don't feel the betrayal. This ain't my community that betrayed. Like, it's the call ain't coming from inside my house.
Agreed.
Like, I think I would be sad and betrayed and angry if, like, they said we did the final tally and 57% of black men voted for Trump. Y'all ain't even heard the anger I would have over that. Because I don't even know what the fuck the show would sound like. We definitely wouldn't be able to put it out. The way I would be, I would sound like a fucking Southern KKK white supremacist or some shit like that.
You niggas!
Yeah. Y'all, I would sound like Uncle Ruckus on this motherfucker. So like, I can't
y'all
really.
He burning everything down.
Yeah.
And y'all be thinking I'm mad.
Yeah, I can't even really speak to that. I don't have that level of rage. I think a lot of black people don't really have that. What you hearing is resignation. It's like people being like, "Oh, okay, so y'all really want this." That's what I don't think you really. I ain't too mad about the shit.
So y'all really want that, and like I say, and a lot of people are meet it this time. It's gonna be a lot of organizations that's gonna get shot. They were like, "Well, the election's over. Y'all ready to get back to work?" Child, missing emails, no response, phone calls. Like, it's gonna be a lot of no. I meant this. I'm voting, and that's it, bitch. I'm doing the bare minimum of my duty as an American citizen and nothing more.
Yeah, you would just get a lot of out of office emails from a lot of people for a while.
I'm out of office forever.
Yeah. But yeah, she says, I know I have white privilege. Just wanted to reach out to both of you and say I hear you and I'm so very sorry. Sorry for you, sorry for me, sorry for our country, because now the shit's gonna get real. The only silver hope I have is I live in Baltimore, Maryland, a state that I understood and voted correctly for Kamala. Yeah, I mean, you gotta hold on what you can for positivity. Earl says, not surprised, it's America. I like Earl shit in all caps. Not surprised, it's America. Black over 50 from the South. Nothing ever trumps racism and sexism, but it still hurts. Thanks, Earl.
Say it with your chest, Earl.
He did leave another comment an hour later, also all caps. Racism undefeated, never lost.
That's good. Never lost. Hey, that's hilarious.
We might got a show title.
That is hilarious. I think that might be the show title.
putting that down right now. Lucky Eagle says, from now on, I'm putting down all my work, heart, and spirit into Black Americans. I got nothing for anyone else. When you come crying to me, I will say, no bueno, baby. Come on, man. Here you go. But it's true. Hugh says, mask off indeed. They don't care what he says, his policies or his history of scams, abusing women, as long as he's hurting the right people, minority women, etc. Also, and let me be fair, because I keep saying Latino men, but there's been analysis and breakdowns that separate the Latino vote out by origin. And a lot of that was the Cuban Latinos that did a lot of that work. There's still, like, Mexicans did not come in majority for Trump. Puerto Ricans did not come in majority for Trump.
That makes sense.
I've been, and I apologize for that, because I was painting with a wide brush, and that's not fair. That's not fair, because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. It's a very specific type of person that did this shit.
Specific group within the group.
Also hard to win a game when it's so rigged against you. Funny how debates only matter when Democrats lose them, ain't it? A good economy is everything except for the current one in 2016. Only Republicans and conservatives can be victims. Lock her up for no crimes committed, but look the other way when an actual certified criminal is running. Congrats, America, on your first populist. You never forget your first. Joe Smith says, I had a weird feeling last week. Very disappointed. Oh, well, I wish Biden had stayed in. Got elected and then stepped down. The crazy thing is, even impaired Biden might have won. 2 old white men. Kamala was the best qualified. It was interesting to see her next move. It'll be interesting to see her next move. She won't even be a senator anymore. Yeah, where do you go from this? Because everyone else I've seen run for president and not win has basically been like, I guess I'm a private citizen now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think I can. John Kerry, Al Gore, Hillary Clinton. I've never really seen them return to elected office again. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's it for me.
Right. Y'all told me y'all didn't want me to go running for. I'm not.
Yeah. Time to go be a rich person that don't really need to deal with this bullshit. I tried to tell y'all the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know her and Hillary somewhere drinking a good bottle of wine. Like, these girl. Kamala was excellent. The voters are nuts, but I think some trickery has taken place. All the things Trump would have accused Harris of if she had won. Hey, man, I can't put it past you. It's just, Joe, do I believe Harris was fooled? Was she taken in? Did she just not care that she got cheated? And she said, oh, well, is there a secret investigation that's happening and we don't know about it? I have so many questions if there's some fuckery that happened and she still conceded. I have a lot of questions. Now, conceding is not legally binding for anything. Mm-mm. But I have a lot of questions. Biz Drone says, who don't give assistance to if they really, who not to give assistance to if they really need it, and support Black women always searching their pockets for an I give a fuck from this point. Oh, I support Black women for not caring. Okay, I get it. Jason says, oh snap, YouTube must have waived their no Justin policy for this one. Haha, just playing. It was great to see him. For me, the most irritating thing about the election is the second time Trump gets to ride the coattails of competence. If you told me in 2010 this would happen, I would have said let him win 2020. Instead, just like in 2016, everything is already trending in a great direction after Joey B and Kamala say the country. Yes, and the coverage is going to be very interesting because you will see not just conservative outlets, but even liberal and in the middle. You will see a reframing of economic news the second he takes office, mm-hmm. with the same exact numbers that are really Biden's numbers, the job reports, economy, mm-hmm. the inflation, and they will say Donald Trump's economy is doing great. This first report of jobs numbers is great. This first report of inflation is great. And they'll make it seem like it's something he did, and it won't be.
They did it with Obama, and the second his policies come into effect, them shit's gonna be like, this is the worst ever.
Yep. They're gonna be talking about the stock market being great, a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Plus, Biden administration just got the ability to negotiate drug prices, just like many of the bad parts of Trump's first term didn't take hold until Biden's term. Many of the good parts of Biden's term won't take hold until Trump's. It almost feels like Kamala didn't lose because things are bad, things are going well, and now people are comfortable enough to go back to the clown show. I agree with a lot of that, and I think also what'll be interesting is that Trump's policies, if this 2025 thing is real, which I think it is,
I do too.
Trump will be undoing those policies.
All
so
of them.
insulin's going, the price of the insulin brick going back up.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all wanted this, America?
Yeah, and my biggest thing is people that got all them student loans forgiven. Y'all better watch out, because that's gonna be on the table soon. He gonna be like, nope, y'all owe all that motherfucking money plus interest.
The exit polls tell you everything you need to know. Move the way you know you should. No more second guessing, says Biz Drone. All right. All right, let's do a couple voicemails. We got like 3 voicemails. Let me play a beat here in case we decide to put some music here later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, commercials. Let's go. We got 3 voicemails. Here's the first one. I must have played. Did I play this first? I don't. So maybe they left 2 voicemails. This one's from Saturday at 8:30 at night. So yeah, we couldn't have heard this.
Good Saturday afternoon. My name is Theodry Green, TX Green. I'm trying to reach Mr. Rod Morrow of the Black Guy Who Tips. Please call me back at 70.
Oh, I don't know. That's I don't know what that's about. It's not a fan calling the line. Email me if you have something like that. This is for fan feedback. Yep. All right, next one is from Marguerite.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Rod. This is Jim. I just wanted to thank you both for all of your coverage of this election, political news in general. But I really just want to thank you all for just doing a great job of being so thoughtful about the type of things that you discuss, the way you discuss them, the way you analyze things, and are critical of not just the politicians, but the media coverage, the way at least social media is covering these things. You all have really done a Herculean job, and this election has been very devastating for many of us. The results, even more devastating, infuriating, frustrating. But I just want to give you guys kudos. Listening to you all has just brought me a lot of relief that it's not just me. I'm not the only one who thinks these things. When I talk to my friends, a lot of times our conversations are fueled by anger, and so they're not always very productive. So I really find a lot of solace in listening to this show, even just listening to Balls Deep from yesterday or pregame, excuse me, and having this discussion. I just was reminded how much you all are such a great podcast, a great duo. And again, thank you all for your thoughtfulness in doing this work. Whether you want to or you feel it's a need, you all are appreciated. So have a good one.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, man. Mm-hmm. I do a lot to try to approach this show and regulate, my emotional responses and speak from a place of thoughtfulness and not just snap judgments all the time and give y'all informed opinions and information and step back and take myself out of it, even if part of the reason I take myself out of it is so that Karen can insert herself and our guests can insert themselves and give you more of a personal, emotional aspect of things sometimes. But yeah, I'm glad it's appreciated because it is work and it takes a lot out of me. So thank you. Mm-hmm. We got another voicemail. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go.
Hey, Ron and Karen. Good morning. This is Iman. Hopefully this makes it in time for the feedback show. I think there's only one more episode that I have to catch up on, but I just finished listening to your episode, I think that was on the day of the election, Tuesday. And, I just want to say thank y'all for all your coverage this election season and keeping us steady head and, all the laughs and the optimism. But yeah, it is what it is. And I hope y'all played the Rod was right, because I was talking to people and I was saying they really shouldn't have pushed Joe Biden out. It's just, I think he could have won, but it is what it is. And we got the person that we got. So just going to hunker down. And I was really trying not to find out who won because I had so much anxiety. I was like, I told everyone, I was like, don't tell me, don't call me. Like, I'll just find out Friday. I quieted all my news apps and things like that. But I found out because my Islamic studies, I get texts from them, and they're like, Trump wins. I was like, how is this going to affect your spiritual? Like, how can we? I was like, what? Come on. It's like, And I told my husband and my sister, like, dang. It was just like, that's ironic. I was like, right. So, but yeah, and I understand that people are going through the stages of grief, but this might cut me off, so I'm just going to say bye. And thank you guys again. Love y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I think listening to these voicemails really made me realize how much this took out of me. I'm very tired.
Baby, yes. I mean, not trying to be funny, y'all. Y'all just do not know how exhausted I am. Like I said, living in a swing state, knowing how important North Carolina was, being bombarded with all the commercials, like, I am really, really exhausted. Like, I'm so exhausted that I'm like, you know what? I know the holiday's coming up, but now I'm like, I don't really feel like holidaying. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I just kind of want to rest and sleep and recover, because the last like 2.5 years have been fucking exhausting. It has been exhausting from the beginning, and it's been a big ass roller coaster ride. And I don't think, for me, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, people don't realize how much of a roller coaster ride and how much I had to literally calm myself down from burning this motherfucker down when Biden stepped down. Y'all, people do not understand how livid I was. By the time I got on the mic, I had really calmed myself down, and I was angry then. But if I would have spoken when Roderick initially told me, I don't know how I would have been even angrier, put it like that. And so for me, I had to sit and look at the collective and say, okay, this is what y'all wanted, this is what y'all wanted, okay, this is what y'all wanted. Like, I had to really calm myself down. And that took a lot of energy to calm myself down from saying, this is what y'all wanted, okay, y'all was scared, I understand this is not what I wanted. I voted for Joe Biden. I wanted Joe Biden in there. I wanted the white man off. And if the white man would have lost, not trying to be funny, I would have been satisfied with the results. I'm just going to keep that real. I can't speak for anybody else, but I would have been satisfied with the result. If Joe would have went in and all these people that turned against Joe really went to the polls and said, fuck it, I'd have been like, okay, this is what America truly, truly wanted. And then for me, I had to take the emotional shift from going, okay, it ain't Joe, I'm still a little pissed, I'm still a little warm, I will never forget this, to, okay, here's another candidate. Okay, the candidate is a black woman. Okay, she looks like me. Okay, she's actually, and I've always thought this, she actually ran a better campaign than Joe Biden, y'all. Let's just keep that real. And she didn't win because of some of the same reasons that she lost in the general election. Okay, people don't want to admit that, and some people were happier for her to be a vice president than president. Okay, let's go. So I'm like, okay, I want her to win, rah, let's go behind. And then you turn around and the country smacked me in the face, and now I'm furious because now I'm like I said, it's doubly insulting to me. And now I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, I said this I said it many times. I was like, y'all aren't prepared for what happens if we lose, because y'all just aren't ready for the amount of resentment and anger, and just this is a time where you either know and admit what happened, or you literally just have to be expunged. I can only exist in reality. I can't listen to anybody that tell, like, I've been, I've said it a few times this week. I'm like, I understand people not gonna ever want to talk to me about politics again, because I'm never gonna let you sit in my face and tell me this was not about her being a black woman.
Right.
And you are never gonna be able to accept it, because you have to accept something deeply, deeply dark about this country. And this country exists on the myth that these people have better angels, and they don't. And you know, there's people might be feeling offended. They might, you talking about, I didn't say all white people. Yeah, but we know the exact number. We know whatever number didn't vote and whatever number voted for him. Those people were swayed by bigotry. They didn't get another thing.
Right, because he didn't run on anything else.
So that's where I'm at with it. All right, emails. But yeah, I'm tired is my point. And I'm glad you recognize. I don't know. Something about hearing somebody actually appreciate the work we did.
Right.
Made me be like, oh shit, yeah. It's been a lot of work.
We've been going at it for a while.
You know, we didn't take a lot of time off this year.
No, we did not.
You know, I thought it was important that we, contextualize this stuff and spread the word. And there was a lot of misinformation, a lot of bad faith actors, a lot of people being taken in by this shit. You know, we had people right up in here like, oh, what does this really mean? And we did our fucking best, man. And it just fucking sucks to know that they don't care that it was better. They care that it was black.
Yes.
Linda says, athletes in medical ads. You made this joke a while ago, but I remember when you said you can tell what kind of medical conditions you're going to have based on the athletes in certain ads. Today I saw an ad for joint supplements featuring Tony Hawk. As a 90s kid, I guess I better start preparing for joint inflammation soon. But
you better put them skateboards down.
Just kidding. Pretty sure I already have that. Anyways, the ad made me laugh because I remember that joke you made. Thanks for the good laughs as always. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That shit real as fuck, man. Because I'll be looking up there now, be like, what the fuck is Allen Iverson doing in this?
Right?
Nah, not you. Oh no, that means I'm old.
That means I'm old. When you start seeing your superstars, you be like, oh, that means I'm old.
Kiana says, and Pizza was playing in our faces. Hey guys, I'm getting caught up on shows. Let me tell you something. As a DC girl, there are 3 things we do not play about. We don't play about mumbo sauce. We don't play about go-go music. Rest in peace, Chuck Brown. And we do not, and in all caps, we do not play about Marion motherfucking Barry. You will get ate up for trying to slander any of those 3, but especially the third. In my lifetime, that man has been the only mayor willing to go down 12 or more rounds for the poor people in D.C. His summer job program for kids kept many of us off the streets and out of trouble. His heavy investment in getting black people jobs in the government helped to bolster the black middle class in D.C. in the 90s. He had his vices and he loved the ladies, but he loved our city more, and he will suit up to ride at dawn for him. Oh, we will. That man is dead and in the ground, and he is still the mayor and measuring stick all others are rated against. Like Rod said, there's a reason our parents and grandparents lined up to vote for him after the situation at the Vista Hotel.
Right.
He was a great mayor, and much of his legacy, including the civil rights work he did with MLK and John Lewis, gets overlooked. In the long run, and Pizza will be okay. They've been known for snarky marketing, but this was too far, and I can only hope they learn to respect the culture and the people of the DC area. Next, I'm writing in this before Election Day. I'm hopeful that by the time you read this, Kamala Harris will be president-elect. As a black woman, this election season has been hard. Not much happened that I didn't expect could happen, but the overwhelming amount of BS has me feeling burnt out and exhausted emotionally. Finding out that comedian was really prepared to stand in front of that audience and call VP Harris a cunt enraged me. The nerve of Tucker Carlson to call her low IQ when she is the only person in the least modern history and the only black woman who has served in all 3 branches of government is appalling. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is publicly saying he is okay with snipers shooting members of the press and palling around with Elon Musk, a man buying votes out of the open. All the quiet things have been said out loud this campaign season, and we didn't have the aversion to this BFF to be fucking for real. He could actually use this as an opportunity to live up to our greatest potential. Per To per the usual, y'all's coverage of this election cycle has been on point. You served as a space of brevity and honesty, which we need. I hope when it's over, you guys take a few days yourselves, because no matter who wins, we will need to be girded up for the next chapter. Love you, Kiana. Thank you. And I haven't decided what, but yeah, I need a break. I don't know how. I will figure it out.
We will. Yeah, I'm tired.
It's just,
baby.
it's just a lot. It's just a lot.
And, it is. I need time to decompress.
Try to see this thing through, and obviously you need, life's gonna go on either way. But god damn, this shit was just.
It was draining.
It wasn't just draining, but it was draining in scenes for no reason. Like, to do all of this, to know what is right, to point out what is so wrong, and to have people playing in your face at the end of the day, telling you it's about some shit that you know it's not about. I'm not going through this with y'all.
Do not lie to me. Like I said, if you don't say racism, bigotry, and all them isms, we can't talk. If you're not willing to start there, everything else is an excuse. Because like Roger said, all you got to do is ask one more question. And if you ask that extra question, there's nothing else there but that. Yeah, there's one more question. Every article I've seen covered, they still won't go to that one more question. Like, and why are those white people that way? No, they must have been turned off by the misinformation. They get a lot of misinformation. Where they get the misinformation from? Right. Oh, well, Fox and One American News. Now, why are they susceptible to misinformation from those sources? Right. What do those sources promote that they like that makes them overlook the fact that they're being lied to? It's a hell of a drug. Super racist Halloween display in Pittsburgh. Oh, this person sent me the... okay. Oh, this is just about that float. We saw that already. I don't remember what this is about. Delete. Oh, our girl Sid wrote in. Karen be fucking knowing. All caps. What I be knowing? Not fucking knowing. What I be knowing? That's my girl. Sid say, y'all both be knowing, but you get it. Karen been saying this would be the outcome, and something about that made me comfortable accepting the doom that I felt the day Joe dropped out. I gave VP Harris 100%, but we knew it had to be a white man. Yep. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. I didn't make them rules up. But like this, y'all told me them with the rules. If y'all, I'm gonna keep it real. If y'all don't want no white woman, I know y'all don't want no nigga, and I will fucking stand behind that. I will go fucking 10 toes down. I was like, I hope y'all prove me wrong, but I said, if y'all didn't want that white bitch, y'all not gonna take nobody else. Yep. Thank you for allowing us your immediate reaction, because I felt it too. I don't know what to do with this. Part of what keeps me saying, make sure y'all do what y'all need to do to be well, with love, so much respect, Sid. Yeah, man, I'm glad that next day we had a Hornets game to go to, and I'm not gonna lie, man, that morning I woke up and I felt cold. I hadn't felt like that since Chadwick Boseman died, and I really thought, like, man, I'm gonna just stay in all day. Like, I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to talk to anybody about this shit. I don't even know if I was capable of talking about it with anybody that wasn't 100% within my circle of trust, because I didn't trust myself to say shit that I wouldn't regret later. And we went out to the Hornets game, man, and I'm glad we did, because I had a great fucking time. It was a ball, wasn't it? They didn't, and not just because they won, which was awesome on a last second shot. That was awesome. But, like, being around people, basketball fans, a lot of black people, basketball is kind of a good catch-all type of environment, because most of the time NBA fans are the cool people. Even the white people that are NBA fans, if you're going to do a percentage of, like, is this white person cool or not, NBA fan, white person, high percentage of being cool, right, compared to any other sport. You like, for NFL white person, that don't mean anything. No, like, that could not mean anybody. They could be Nick Bosa, but you don't have a Nick Bosa of NBA. Like, there's no white guy wearing MAGA shit in the NBA. Like, it's, there's Black Lives Matter on the court. Only higher percentage I think is probably WNBA fans, where it's like, I know I'm amongst the people up in this bitch. Right. So man, it was good to be around some people that was kind of all going through it, but all having a good time. And I was out there fucking high-fiving strangers and shit that I don't know. It was fun. All out of character. Yeah, I needed that shit. So, yeah, anyway, it made me just think, like, I'm glad I got that lesson that night. My joy does not stop. No, life does not stop. My resilience does not stop. Nope. My life does not stop. My fun doesn't stop. Nope. And for me, y'all, 2016 taught me that, and
Yeah.
and like I said, it was one of them things where, like I said, the feeling that some people are feeling now, I felt that in 2016.
Halima's right saying, thank you for giving us freeloaders the pregame. Hey, dear Karen and Rod, I haven't listened yet, but thank you for making it available to Gen Pop. Y'all ain't in prison.
The general population.
I did want to hear what you hear from you post election. Cordially, Halima. Thank you, Halima.
Thank you.
Let's see. I think this is your niece. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, Rod and Karen and Justin, for the post-election podcast. I can't comprehend why so many people sat this election out. A lot of less people came out to vote than last time. Well, they're still tallying votes. We'll get the final results. What I heard was that the election numbers are about in line with 2020. So we'll see. I don't know if that's I don't know. That's the thing about, and we knew it would take days. It's just, they called it, they knew enough to call it almost immediately, but they don't know the final tally. And there's still races that are actually contested and being called now. I think there was like a race in Nevada or something that got called this morning. I was like, damn, y'all still going? But y'all knew Kamala lost right away. Damn, them people racist.
Right.
Kamala was an excellent candidate, and it is American people's fault that she's not our president. Although I didn't expect the MAGA movement to end, I didn't expect Dump as number 47. Even Dump didn't expect this win, since he was getting to Stop the Steal narrative part 2 and lawyers to get to work. Yeah, it was so funny. That morning he was saying the numbers were wrong and he was going to contest it. That's crazy. This is a crazy thing we're experiencing. The day of the election that he won, he was like, they about to steal my election and we need to be ready to fight. I don't like the way the turnout numbers is looking. It's looking like
because he thought she was going to challenge it.
Not because he thought she was going to challenge. I think he really thought he was going to lose.
I believe that too.
I don't know what the fuck happened other than white people. You explain this to me in a way that don't implicate white people wouldn't vote for a black woman. I'm sorry.
Right.
When Dumb and his cronies started enacting their policies, people start feeling temporary hardships that must promise. I don't want to hear it. I have no words. Take care of yourselves, each other. Best, and thank you. Detroit retiree Sim says, hey, Rod and Karen. I want to say I really appreciate you making a pregame episode available for everyone. I was one of the people that understood the majority of the population leaning towards racist, misogynistic beliefs, but I did not think they would allow someone so flawed in many ways to be elected president again. I really believe that most of the people out there thought the Vice President Harris was going to win regardless. However, like me, they didn't understand how deep the racism and misogyny goes in America. So the only thing I'm going to do is sit back and watch. Everyone who voted for him and did not vote for her, they own this. We will just start our checklist of all the things he's going to do to roll back or eliminate, just to name a few. Department of Education, Department of Health, FEMA, Ukraine, Affordable Care Act, and Medicaid, unions, Social Security, negotiating drug prices. This includes rolling back the cost of insulin for seniors, mass deportation, tariffs, and you could keep going. That's what's crazy. You could keep going. That new Green Deal shit is over.
For real.
You could keep going. Dog, it's not. Department of Justice is done. Like, they gonna be fighting on the other side. When he was in office, they was fighting against trans people. There are many more, but you and I do not have the time to go through the long list. Exactly. Like you, I don't have to go into a job, so I can avoid direct confrontation with people and discussions about this topic. However, I do expect the people are going to be wearing their Make America Great Again paraphernalia, and they have a right to. They won. If the election had gone the other way, I'll be out here wearing my Kamala 47 shirts and hats too. Bitch, I'm still wearing them. I'm gonna be out here. Fuck no. So what? I wasn't wrong.
I wasn't wrong.
I'm gonna be wearing my Kamala tee. So I'm not going to get upset, and I'm not going to let it bother me when I see that. Finally, I saw a headline on my Alexa show that I keep right in front of me on my kitchen table that says Charlamagne stated that all we can do is hope for the best. That sounds so idiotic to me. What we can expect is for him to do exactly what he said he's going to do. Given that he has the Supreme Court, both the House and the Senate, they are correct in saying that he has a mandate. Yeah, and people like Charlamagne will aid Trump because he will blame Democrats for this, and then he'll spend every day of Trump being fucked up saying that it's something about how Democrats allowed this to happen. It will never be I aided and abetted this motherfucker, or just putting it straight at his feet like, no, Trump is responsible for this and so is the GOP. Because we would think the same thing if Kamala Harris had control of the House, Senate, and Supreme Court. Once again, thanks for the episode. You're welcome, fam. Celeste says, hi, Rod and Karen. First, I want to send my love to Karen. I know last time that demon was elected, how she said how angry and upset she was, and black woman to black woman. I don't know how you're taking it this time, but want to just acknowledge that particular place black women find themselves. Thank you, Rod, for doing all you do, and certainly I'm sending you good thoughts as well. No, thank you. I mean, it is what it is, dog. I know by the time, it's just funny because you talking about Karen, and Karen's very much like, I've been through this, I'm good. And I'm the one that's like, I was crying in bed. She's like, and you too, Rod, you know, good thoughts. I know by the time you get the emails, you have discussed a lot. I've been going back and listening to help. This quote is from Nikki Giovanni, Racism 101, in which what her essay talk about America. Should this experiment go forth and prosper, we will have offered humans a new way to look at life. Should it fail, we will simply go the way of all failed civilizations. The spirituals teach us that the problem of the 20th century is not the problem of the color line. The problem of the 20th century is the problem of civilizing white people. I can't say I'm not a conspiracy theorist because I actually am, and that's why I love certain types of movies and TV shows, and that's what's wrong with opening your third. And what's wrong with opening your third eye? She said, cue Karen's music. Anyway, there's a reason donor class billionaires, certain celebrities, white Democratic politicians went after Joe Biden back in June 2024 and wanted to go around VP Harris. Why they didn't want to close ranks and push through one bad debate, and even concerns to just support the ticket and had beat that demon before. There was a reason that the only constituency they stood by Joe Biden's side, and after that was black people in VP Harris, that are now shifting to VP Harris and the campaign like they did something wrong while not saying shit about what they did. F you, Pelosi. Now, don't get me wrong, I was an OG VP Harris supporter, and after they pushed him out to be VP Harris, and the black women and black men who rallied behind her and did the right thing, she did run a great campaign and did more than 100 days than any of her detractors. There also were reasons that apartheid Clyde, Bezos, and the other foreign adversaries all conspired together with the mainstream media to really prop up 45 to even get him close. I'm not convinced that all the tech bros could manipulate voting machines with the technology they have at their disposal and conclude that with foreign actors that are even more sophisticated in their methods to steal it. They stole it once and tried a second time. Why wouldn't a third time be the charm? Now, white people and Latinos and some other POC contingent will support white supremacy always, so not surprised. But I was on the ground here in PA canvassing. I'm telling you, Shapiro is a punk. He knows something is not right, but he is too chicken shit to do anything about it. I'm not a huge fan of Philly DA Kastner for some other reasons, but let me tell you, I appreciate he's not a punk and try to do something about apartheid Clyde, even though the judge struck it down. I'm mad at Joe and the DNC. They should be filing lawsuits to ask for recounts everywhere like the Republicans did in 2020. I don't know if I'm reading into it, but I think VP Harris is willing to try to challenge, and people are talking her out of it, which is disappointing. Anyway, all we got is us. Y'all take care of each other. Shout out to the chat room and the Blackout Tips listeners. Thank you. Pilani says, from Pilani, Lady of DEI, I tried to leave this as a voicemail. I couldn't do it without crying. My day job is a VP of DEI for a global live events and sports company. This work is lonely, but so necessary. We have made changes since I joined 5 years ago that I'm proud of, but some days this work crushes my spirit. I've been in this space for over 25 years. Yeah, I look young because I'm Asian, don't raisin. And my jokes about House of the Dead, Lord DEI always make me laugh. Oh, your jokes about it make me laugh. Today, I want to thank you for leveraging your platform for encouraging people to vote. You share facts and data and cut through messy marketing campaigns and tried to enlighten people. The results of the presidential election made me cry. This country showed their racist, misogynistic ass to the world. I appreciate you and Karen. You provide this VP of DEI who is a child of immigrants inspiration and much needed laughter. It's time to mourn and rest, and I won't stop working to create access to underrepresented, under-resourced communities. Sending aloha. It's Pialani. Oh, I've been saying it wrong. But then she wrote a bunch of Hawaiian stuff at the end that I know I'm going to fuck up, and I'm sorry. But then she had a quote that said, it is through the way that you serve others that your greatness will be felt. So I'm going to assume that's what that meant.
Probably, yeah.
And thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you for writing in. And yeah, thank you for your work, man. Like I said, I'm not looking at it like this work is over. It's done. I mean, resistance is gonna look different. We don't even know what it's gonna look like yet.
Nope.
Like, people are already talking about don't give up. I'm like, I don't even know why y'all think if I gave up I'd be dead.
Ain't that the truth? That's something that I just can't do. And once you've been through enough elections and you've seen that the person that you voted for lost, it ain't the first time the person I voted for lost in my lifetime. There's been several of them during my lifetime. Once you kind of been through the cycle and you kind of understand white people and how they function and all that shit, you go, okay, we lost one. Now it's time to buckle up and fight more. Like the giving up part is what people do when they don't really know how to respond to losses and losing.
Yeah, I wake up with love and hope in my heart.
Yeah, I can't do it any other way because
that's what gets me up in the morning. So I can't. And y'all will see. It's just the show's gonna be the show. I think. You know, it's not the end of the world. Steph says, "Hey y'all. I know y'all will be getting a shit ton of messages, so I'll keep it short. But yeah, everyone has stink pieces about her losing. The online people who were calling her a killer, telling others not to vote, never talked about her policies, and now writing poems about black women. She didn't have a primary, a dumb excuse. Trump didn't primary either. He just put his name on the ballot and refused to debate, right? These people are fucking idiots. They keep making excuses, and they don't even understand how willfully played they are. Just say that it's okay that these white people are racist and we need to embrace it, because that's what you're saying. What's her policies? People asked. People didn't care. Didn't watch her video. She went everywhere and explained. Right. I would have loved $25,000 credit for a first time home. She offered child tax credit, earned income tax, taxing the rich and not the poor, new tax plan for the middle class, not the one Trump put in that benefited billionaires that won't expire until 2025. He offered concepts of a plan and new scapegoats to hate. Oh, she's not well spoken, word salad. A lawyer, a prosecutor, not well spoken, right? And he was. And she just didn't lie enough, didn't do enough blood libel, not enough scapegoats, not enough pussy grabbing for them. You watch a YouTube video and a commercial is how a brown person gonna come kill your white wife. How do you fight a dirty ass man like this who has no shame, who nobody holds in any regard? He bathes in hate and dishonesty and like a pig in the mud, every phobic given. I listened to a live where a white woman said she didn't vote and now she's worried about the Department of EDU being shut down because she's a teacher. This was this is one because of ignorance, every kind of ignorance. People listen to Joe Rogan and right-wing BS. I thought the other minorities, not the white Cubans and some agents, would have held her down. She offered everything they said, and they said no. It's hard not to take this person as a black woman. Why are we hated so much? I'm sorry this is long. It's all good, Steph. C4 says, hey, Rod and Karen. I guess we know for sure where this country stands. I'm glad Rod said something about not being ashamed of having hope. In the immediate aftermath, I felt so stupid. I kept telling myself I knew better. I know this country and how the worst default of whiteness works here. But then I remembered when she was first announced that afternoon before the Zoom call, I was honestly worried. I've been with Kamala since 2019 election, but I saw even some of the most staunch K-Hive people were expressing concern about her being put in an almost impossible run in this election. Then there were folks who, of the push Biden out talking heads, who after the shock wore off of Biden's endorsement and the ruined plans for their open convention told us, oh, I can't believe y'all are too cynical to believe this country will elect a black woman. We elected a black man twice. It was never that we tricked ourselves. Many of us were told and assured that our concerns were just in our head. So it's especially funny seeing those same people now finding every way to blame her, the Democrats in this campaign, for this loss, that she was pushed off the glass cliff, just as we initially thought. It's like salt in a wound because it feels like prolonged gaslight. I saw Toure explaining to us apparently clueless Americans that 15 million Americans stayed home because of genocide, and I'm wondering why they are getting this cover with absolutely no data points or reason they set out. Right. I guess that assignment of a solid support works when you want to use this time of grieving to lecture people. Yeah, that's the thing. None of them can present any factual evidence that that's what's happening, and all of them have different reasons. So some people will say it's the economy. Others will say it's because of Palestine. Someone else will say it's because of immigration. They all got some different fucking reason, and none of them starts with it's those voters don't have a problem with Trump.
Right.
Meanwhile, I've seen people say they didn't show up because they thought she had it in the bag. Others quite literally saying a woman shouldn't be in charge. All of it anecdotal and projection. We won't truly know what they want because they did not show up. We know that millions of people who have siloed themselves out from politics so much that they have to Google who was running for president the day of the election. We know that there were millions of Google hits on what is a tariff after that man won. I think people forgot the last few elections have had record-breaking numbers. The numbers aren't only showing a realignment to the right, but a return to apathy. Yet somehow the campaign and influencers who did challenge misinformation, the celebrities who spoke out, and the voters who saw the danger and tried to stop it, the ones who did the work are to blame. Yeah, I think that's the most insulting part, and that's why a lot of us are like, oh, okay, I'm the problem? Fix it.
Yep, you fix it. Don't call me, you fix it.
I don't know what I'm doing, apparently.
If I'm the problem, don't ask me to do another motherfucking thing.
Y'all got this. I was in the way. I get it now. I'm part of the problem, guys. I'm part of the establishment. I'm a low information black voter. What I think is stupid. It don't matter. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, then you fucking get it, egghead. You got it, right? You don't need me. I've just been fucking you up. Right? So run the pro-Palestine party. Run the fucking, whatever your cause was. Run the pro-economy party. I swear to God, I'll never get in your way again. You
Never.
got this. You
Never.
got this.
What
And-
you calling me for?
Yeah.
I was the problem. Well, then if I'm the problem, why would you want me be part of the solution?
Since you know every damn thing, you don't need my work. You
don't-
gonna do the work, right?
You gonna go out into these neighborhoods, right?
Everybody that was using their voice to spread the word, y'all gonna do that. Y'all gonna step up.
You're right. You gonna be knocking on doors, right?
We're not needed here.
We are not.
So you got it, baby. Hey, and good luck with that. I know it's gonna work out for all of us. Hey, I'm glad we had this came to Jesus moment. Teray, go get him, Teray. You got it, big man. You know better. Right. And then you just gonna pop up 4 years later like, and this the other reason we lost. Okay. And I don't want to see you crying every day to this fucking thing. Remember, you got the plan. You gonna fix it. So just get out there and be hopeful and optimistic and show us that you got all the fucking answers.
Yeah, I don't want to see you crying every day. Do
Yeah.
not.
I don't want to hear you complaining about them. Nah, you got it. It's Democrats' fault, right?
Yep. Next time Supreme Court do something. Next time they passing all these wild laws. Next time you ain't got nowhere to live because you don't have no rent control. You got it.
It's on us. But yeah, did the work. Now the know-it-all pod bros who helped usher Biden out, not talking heads, who now say there needs to be an apparatus like Fox for the left, but the ones that were there to spend the time both sides and everything, not the purists who immediately criticize the use of payment of social media influencers, certainly not the people who couldn't even be bothered to show up and put in on this. If I could find a bright note, it would be seeing more black men and women say aloud in these internet spaces where it perhaps needed the most that we aren't falling for this gender division anymore. I've seen black people organize and hold the line in a way that filled my heart. Yeah, man. Honestly, man, black men for Harris and black women for Harris, that win with black men, win with black women. I appreciate that work. I really do. On another show at some point, I'll probably do a very deep dive, long discussion of how this election reframed and put Obama in even higher respect for me than ever before, and put his detractors in even lower respect than I've ever had for them before. Like, I have contempt for them now. Because he actually played the game and played chess, and y'all still think it's checkers.
Yes.
Y'all don't even understand. Y'all literally do not understand this country. If you think there was some other pro-blacker way he could have ran this and won, then you are fooling yourself. You believe in these white people too much.
Yes.
And it's hard. It breaks my heart to say that, but that's what it is. Y'all believe in these motherfuckers too much if you think he was supposed to get up there and be the black militant guy that you think he was supposed to be out of nowhere. If you thought he was going to be that guy and still get to be the president, then you the fool. And
yes, you are.
I can't convince a fool they a fool. I just got to shake my head like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's what you think. I've seen black people organize, hold the line in a way that filled my heart. I've also been enjoying the light ribbing humor coming from D9 and AKA HBCUs with Howard. I love the light from our community, so I'm holding on to that. Thank y'all for having a show that keeps the main focus, dispels the BS, and shines a light of humor and truth. Thank you for the chat room as well. Y'all are the best. Have a good weekend, Cass, always. Thank you. And I think she even donated to the show this week. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you, baby.
All right, I think this is the last one. John writes in, good morning, Rod and Karen. My condolences on this crushing election. I'm guessing by the time you read this, you'll be roughly 17 hours this particular feedback show.
You ain't never lied.
So I'll save all my thoughts for the election in America, our dumbass electorate, for a later day. But I do want to send a virtual hug to y'all and everyone who listens to this extremely difficult, scary time. On a lighter note, Rod, your logic on avoiding potlucks makes all the sense in the world. I've never even really thought about the whole getting sick angle before because, well, you know how we white men do, spelunking, camping with bears, etc.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't be thinking about shit like that.
Y'all be eating bears and shit. You know? The one I think y'all Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is supposed to be in charge of the health in America after this, so we gonna all find out.
Chad, I thought about it. I said, well, I guess I'll be getting out here and getting fit and getting my six-pack and getting strong, because, Chad, I don't never know, I'm gonna have to wrestle the bear down for dinner.
We love to overlook the obvious deadly risk, LOL, but one reason I'm glad I was more adventurous with respect to Arvis potlucks is that if I hadn't been, I would have never gotten to taste Galia's homemade pancit and lumpia, Filipino glass noodles and egg rolls. I never would have gotten to try my Mexican coworkers' homemade tamales cooked with abuelita's recipe straight from the Mexican homeland. I have several food items that I never would have tried and certainly wouldn't have made homemade versions of them had I not taken a risk. Not to mention, imagine how racist I would have looked turning them down. Oh, John. Oh, I see what the confusion is. It's funny. I didn't even think to clarify. The whole time we was talking about black people. We was At no point did I think white people shouldn't go to the potluck and eat the black people and brown people food. Y'all are obviously winning in this exchange. The whole time I was talking, I was like, it's crazy. That's wild. I had never even considered that needed clarification. But yeah, no, it don't work for us.
Yeah, it don't work for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I find the black lady that I work with that's been there for a while, and if there is food that I should try, she normally give me the like, so-and-so collard greens is good. This motherfucker right here, don't try that macaroni and cheese. She on the dog. She let the dog be on the counter. All that stuff to me is just white people shit. Like I've eaten plenty of black people's food at get-togethers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we wash our chicken. You know what I mean? Anyway, P.S. Rod, did you watch the Menendez Brothers series on Netflix yet? I watched like one episode. I haven't gotten that far in it. As a fan of Dahmer and Versace murder series, I think you would enjoy it. As another example of Ryan Murphy true crime series at its best. Yeah, I love Ryan Murphy true crime stuff. I've heard mixed reviews on the Menendez Brothers joint. But I think one of the reviews is from Jail Covan, so I can't trust his reviews because he didn't even like Southside, which is one of the most unforgivable.
Southside is the fucking best.
Yeah. Like that was like he's a how they say like Blade is a day walker. All of our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
Right.
I like to call Jail Covan a night sleeper. All of our weaknesses, none of our powers. That's JL Coven.
That's JL.
So sometimes he'll say a review, and I'm like, maybe he's right. Then it's just like,
sometimes I'm like, I don't agree with JL. Yeah.
So I will check it out for myself because Ryan Murphy normally does at least a good job. Like, not every series got to be like award winning the best, but it's very rare that I watch a Ryan Murphy true crime series and go, oh shit, he shit the bed on this one. Let's see. In addition to being fascinating, dark, twisted, extremely well acted, great costume, soundtrack, it is also surprisingly funny. Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan Murphy shit is gonna be dark humor and it's gonna be gay. Them two things that man don't never leave on the table. He said, I'm shooting these bullets. Hang in there, everyone. Be good to yourselves. Love y'all. Thanks, fam. And someone left another comment on YouTube. You're exactly right. I am done. I said as much in the work meeting yesterday when I came to our sad DEI efforts, and white women were like, that's not fair. Exactly. Goodbye. All right. Well, what an ending. All right, y'all. That's it. Thanks for listening. We'll be back.
That's it, y'all.
We may take some time off. At least I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure I'll feel better tomorrow. and less drained, but we may need to take at least a few days
It's
off.
off.
I'm your boy tired, fam.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, we'll be back. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.